little did the explorers know when they arrived all those years ago that this Newfoundland would turn out to be Wayne's World. One of Saturday's semifinals, it's the defending champion Kevin Martin against Vic Peters, and it was Martin magic. Hocus pocus, he makes 3 rocks disappear. The other semi featured Wayne Middaugh against Guy Hemmings. Oh, and it was a bullseye here. Boom, boom, put him over the top. He won $13,009. It's hard to believe it would take less time to fly across the Atlantic, 5 hours to Great Britain, 6 hours to the coast of Europe, than it would be to fly from here all the way across Canada to the Pacific in Vancouver, 8 hours. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Cape Spear, Newfoundland. Not only the most easterly point of Canada, but the most easterly point of all of North America. You truly get a sense of how great, how vast Canada is as we say hello to you at 4:30 p.m. Newfoundland time, 5 time zones away in Vancouver, in the Pacific. Hello at the noon hour. And welcome back to TSN's coverage of the McCain TSN Skins game, 10th anniversary, and in our final, we're playing for $43,500 with an additional $12,000 bonus going to the winner. And who will it be? Maybe the defending champion, Kevin Martin, the former Canadian champion, or possibly the reigning king of curling, Labatt Bryer, Ford World Curling Champion, Wayne Middaugh, who has already won more than $120,000 in his previous Skins appearances. Now, with their thoughts at the St. John's Curling Club, let's join Linda and Ray.
Well, it doesn't matter where you were watching from during semifinal action. It really wasn't typical of what we normally see at Skins play. In the Wayne Middaugh Hemmings semifinal, the strategy was a bit different than we expected. And in the second semifinal, Vic Peters against Kevin Martin, they did not play as well as we normally see championship teams. If we compare the 2 finalists now and how they did in semifinal action, on the left, the Kevin Martin team, well, Don Bartlett played pretty well at 89%, and he was even in his battle at lead. Scott Bailey, a great game at 93% for the Wayne Middaugh team, and he had a plus. At second, let's key on that for a moment, because Kevin Martin second, Rudy Rumsharan, 56%, and he was the 1- in the teams we're going to see today. Ian Tetley maybe could boost those numbers, but he was even. Don Walchuk, big weight, big numbers at 81%, and he was a plus. And Graham McCarroll, third for Wayne Middaugh. Yes, he was also great. We've seen him a lot with big numbers and a plus. Kevin Martin at skip, maybe the one position that we can see, was a little lower than we expect for a championship skip. Wayne Middaugh made some big shots. They both can play the big weight, but who's going to bring all the bag of tricks today, Ray?
Well, the Kevin Martin team has really been a kind of a mystery to me. It's kind of like the Canadian stock market, up and down. You never know what team he's going to bring to the ice. The numbers that you've showed, you must stay up all night to do those. I'm really proud of you. But the numbers show for sure that shots like this, the big-time hits we know he can make. You know, here he makes 3 rocks disappear, bang, they're gone. But he had a little trouble. And oddly enough, yesterday, his draws were okay, and some of those soft hits were not so good. So what team will come to the ice today for Kevin Martin is a mystery. But I'll tell you one thing, it better be the good one, or he'll be going home here feeling pretty blue.
So we'll decide the money between these two. Wayne Middaugh, Kevin Martin. It's the final of the McCain TSN Skins game from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Hey, get that power going in St. John's. Wake up to the taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. Perfect taste and texture because McCain makes them waffle iron thick to stay fluffy on the inside. Toasting up gold and crisp on the outside. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. The perfect waffle taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. Wake up to the perfect waffle taste of McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles.
Thank you for calling Star Garage Doors. Please call back during normal business hours. Bye-bye.
Give your customers the help they need whenever they need it with a self-service website by IBM.
St. John's, City of Legends, where tradition and innovation meet.
I'm often asked, are there any good people, genuine people left in pro sports? Just in time for the holidays, I've got an answer. There are at least 3.
Never give up in sport and play clean. I think good things will happen.
I'd like to open up a group home for at-risk youth. And so there's just a ton of things I'd like to do. I don't think there's enough life for me to do it all.
I'm there because I love the game and I want to play the best golf that I can.
The Dave Hodge Special, TSN Thursday.
TSN is pleased to present the 10th McCain TSN Skins Game. Brought to you by McCain.
It's SRO, standing room only here at the St. John's Curling Club, 800 plus for this final of the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins Game. Now let's find out what the ice is doing with Ray.
Well, I have to admit that yesterday the ice was a little bit of a mystery. It started off swinging big time, but really straightened out. But in the practice this morning, around the center guards, you're getting about 3 feet of movement. Lots of movement around that center guard. On both sides of the sheet. A little bit more at the in turn than the out turn. Going to the corners, you're getting 3.5 feet of movement, sometimes even 4. So lots of swing. You can get behind the corner guard. You don't see much corner guard play, but you can get there. Coming from the outside in, about 2.5 feet. It'll hang out there on the white part. Not on the shaded part, it curls a little bit more. On the white part, it's curling a little bit less. So now, the problems. As the game progresses, this slide path area yesterday seemed to be straightening out. Now, you'd throw the rock out here and would hold, and then break. In the practice session, we were getting a lot of big-time finish. But at the end of the games yesterday and as the day went on, they would run straight down. For example, to get to the button with this out turn, which I think runs a little bit straighter, they were taking inside the forefoot and not getting quite to the button. The key is, I talked to Wayne Middaugh about it, for sure he feels brushing is so important. They can hold the stone and they're holding them straighter. When you step the weight up, they run straight. We know that. It's a great ice surface, a little tricky, so this should be an interesting game.
And you can see that Wayne Middaugh has elected to take the hammer. He had the choice by virtue of finishing first in the draw to the button prior to the competition on Saturday afternoon. He won $1,000 for that draw, so he'll take the hammer. Color choice went to Kevin Martin, and he elected to take yellow stones. So to get us going in this first end of play, worth $3,600, the Martin lead is Don Bartlett.
Victor, just before we get started, I thought this was kind of interesting. Ian Tetley showed this to me. This was his horoscope for today.
Easy.
Go on the attack right from the start this week, and when you get an advantage, hammer it home for all it's worth.
You gonna hit it?
With Mars and Pluto well aligned in your birth chart, your warrior spirit will come to the fore. Just be sure you are completely in the right before you start throwing around your weight.
Is that right?
Yes,
Isn't that something? Ian Tetley, the second for this Middaugh team, and this is their lead, Scott Bailey. Interesting into the rings for the first one.
Again, this is sort of testing the water, seeing what the other guy will do. Scott Bailey's trying to put up the corner guard. Not too wide, because we don't see the wide play very much in skins play. Expect a very good battle at lead as we saw the numbers come up for both of the leads. They had very good games in the semifinals.
Confuse everybody. And now here, Bailey slips in, and Martin decides to ignore it, and he'll try to cover his stone sitting top four.
Line's pretty good.
Difference in the strategy of a game right away? Are we seeing this now? Or this is just game?
No, he wanted the corner guard.
Lots of room.
Slipped into the ring, and
you're ready.
The situation sets up here for Martin to have to steal, and this is exactly how you try and steal.
Good. Oh, boy, Donnie.
We talk about skins play. I mentioned in semifinals it wasn't terribly typical. We normally say the do's for skins play. Have a plan, play quickly. You don't have a lot of time. Be aggressive every end. Go for the money. And use your own rocks to raise, roll off of. And actually, you can even use opponent's stones, anything to get near the button and go for the skin.
I think you have to add that too, Lynn. And I think you have to add, you have to be patient a little bit in this game. And also, I think you have to assess after 4 or 5 stones have been thrown that maybe you have to bail out a little bit.
Sit.
And run for the carryover.
Lock it on the corner. Yep.
Ray, you're right on, and that is one of my don'ts. If you remember what we talk about, don'ts. Don't go too deep too soon. Play to the front, tap them up. Don't worry about the number of opponents' rocks in play. And you're right, Ray. Don't forget the carryover. Go for the bailout. Don't get into so much trouble that you don't have a chance to score.
The second thrower for Kevin Martin is Rudy Rumsharan.
Line's pretty good. Wait there.
As Linda pointed out, struggled a little bit in the semi-final win.
Just there. Yeah, it's bumping.
If we were to look at the matchups today, from the numbers in semifinal play, it would be a second and skip that we saw the biggest difference, and we'll see if that follows through today.
Keep it going. Right up. Okay. Hack.
Middaugh with the hammer, trying to set up a.
Do you see any of that?
Set up a deuce. See half of it.
Just hack. Even back ring's fine.
And here is the man with the moon in the 7th house and Jupiter aligned with Mars. Ian Tetley, whose horoscope. Well, hopefully it isn't a horoscope.
Clean. Whoa.
His horoscope points to a possible win.
Whoa. Right on. Yep. Hard. Yep. Shot.
Rudy struggled yesterday. If we recall semifinal play, he also struggled with the hacks. He wasn't comfortable. They tried putting gloves in the hacks so that he felt more stable. So it just didn't seem to be a great game for Rudy.
Losing its handle.
Very little rotation. They're talking about it now. You can see it hasn't. It's actually going to change turns, it looks like.
A little light for hit and roll, eh? Yep.
A reminder, the only way to pick up the skin, win the money, is to score 2 points when you have the hammer. You can steal it, though, by getting a point. If you just score 1 or blank an end, you lose the hammer and will carry the money over. So we're playing for $3,600 in this first end. And Middaugh with the hammer needs to score 2 to pocket it.
Line's good. Just wait. You're moving it. You're moving it. Back 12. No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Yeah, Wiener. Go. That's fine.
So as he sits right now, Middaugh has his 2 as we begin play with the third stones, and this is the Martin third, Don Walchuk.
And here's the patience that Ray was talking about. The Martin team without the hammer could go after the stone at the back of the 4-foot, but they're still in the setup mode, trying to put a rock behind the guard.
Wait's
good. The center line rock.
Way out there. Little warm. Yeah.
And this isn't curling.
No, a little too much weight, and he got it outside, and for sure.
Not quite there.
Outside that the shaded area we talked about, and it just ran straight down. We saw a lot of that yesterday.
You roll right out, it's no big deal.
Okay.
Just normal.
Okay.
Just normal. Keep it clean, eh?
Normal weight, taking about an inch of ice for Graham McCarroll.
Whoa, whoa, off, right off.
He is a good one. He is a good one.
Clean, just clean. Whoa, yep.
We actually saw Graham in the hack that time, so we want you to remember it because we may not see it again. He is the quickest player.
Yeah, he is the Speedy Gonzalez of curling.
It's a toss-up between he and Jeff Ryan. I think we've established in the country. Jeff's pretty fast too.
Playing the run back.
Yep. Bartlett from Sharon trying to hold it. Now drive it back, get one, jams it, and leaves Middaugh lying one. Back four, but open.
Five. Here.
They actually got rid of the one that was really bothering them a lot. Graham's going to try and put it back, and that's the one at the top of the 4-foot. It would block the path in for the Martin team to try and get a steal.
Mine's good. Mine's good. Weight's good.
He intently closest to the stone. Scott Bailey is out in front, his front end for the Middaugh team out of the St. George's Golf and Country Club in Toronto.
Top four, yep. Hard, yep. Hard, yep. Real hard. Go. Every in. Real hard. Great shot.
We start off at $3,600 for the first and second ends, and then we add and we add and we add till finally the 10th end is worth $6,400.
Pull it back behind the
We're paying for a $12,000 bonus, so all totaled $55,500 is at stake here in this final of the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins game. Skip Stones and Martin and his team from the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton.
Even though Kevin Martin was a plus, he outcurled the Skip Vic Peters in the semifinal. He wouldn't be pleased with 67% as his shooting percentage.
Hard. Wow. Weight's okay. Okay. Make sure you bump it far enough. Hard. Okay. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Weight's good. Whoa. Hard. Shot, Kevin. Okay, boy.
And bumps it to the back edge of the 4.
Like hack.
Okay. Your early impressions of the ice, then, Ray, is what?
No, it's fine. I talked to both Kevin and Wayne about the ice yesterday. Both of them had a little bit different theory on why it straightened up, and I talked to Shorty Jenkins about it too. And honestly, he said, Lucy, I don't know why it got so straight. To be honest with you, the only thing we did different was the building is full, and as it gets warmer out there, it was changing the surface a little bit. Wayne is convinced it's the brushing. You got to be careful when you jump on them and when you get on them and when you don't. In other words, if you're jumping them too soon, they're almost tracking a little bit at the beginning.
Stop
and
for him, Graham. Don't even look at it. Glad to hear it. No.
Yeah, they're not going to like this one.
No. Yep.
Looking for a little wick now.
Hard.
Oh, and they get a bit of a break there. They caught enough of it.
No question. That's not a bit of a break.
That's another way of playing it. It's just a little late.
Good call by Graham to pick this up. This isn't a little break. This is a huge break.
Yeah.
Because he put that outside. He's going to drive that back, Linda, into that face of the other stone, and he hits it across. I mean, Kevin's got a chance to freeze on the face of this, but he could have really locked up maybe a possible steal the other way.
Could have been guarding.
There's a little man on his shoulder.
All right. Left in a bit of a pocket. Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, that's right, Graham. What do you want? I left him a pocket. The other way, he's guarding for the steal. Or, playing some shot to, set up a steal. Goodness gracious.
Right now it is Middaugh lying 2. That's enough to give him the skin. And Martin with his final stone, trying to hold him to one and force the carryover.
Line's pretty good.
Take it, Reese. Take it.
Through.
Okay, line's good. Freeze.
Right on the face, he wants this.
We gotta go. Okay, line's good.
Hard.
And there again, Bartlett out in front, leading the brushing tandem of Bartlett and Sharon.
Have a look. Up here.
Trying to drag it up as far as they can and weld it right to the face.
Hard.
Put it on the corner.
Hard, come on.
Oh, and they just left it that little bit. Now, can they? Is there a way to get there and maybe punch it through the hole?
Yeah. Hey, it's not bad. How do you make it with board, or you just try and tap it? I think it's probably easier because if you touch this one, you're done. Right. Like even if you touch that one, your shooter goes under there. I can see half. I think so. Yeah. Half. Yeah. What do you like? My board's fine. My board? Yeah. Pretty thin. I throw peel if you want.
Board weight, you heard Wayne explain it to us exactly what he's going to do. He wants to hit it on the outside, hit this on the outside. The one you don't want, I'm just going to clear it, then I'll set it up again for you. The one you don't want to touch is this black one here. You don't mind catching the back of this one here. And you'll roll over here, and maybe your shooter will stay there.
I can't miss the outside, like you got to touch the outside. My board.
My board.
So a chance with the quiet tap. Punch it through the hole. Try and hold 2 stones to pick up the skid. $3,600 here in the first.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Once again, all the way down, Tetley Bailey.
Whoa, whoa.
Trying to catch it at the right angle, punch it through. There it goes, stop, count them, 1, 2. That's for the skin. That's why he's the Canadian World Champion, Wayne Middaugh. The first money, $3,600, goes to Middaugh. Martin will try to get his skin when we come back.
Presenting Philishave with reflex action. It adapts flexibly to the contours of your face in a 3-dimensional way. Reflex action for closer contact and a closer shave. Philishave from Philips. Let's make things better.
With 30 razor-sharp edges, loaded in a patented safety cartridge. There's never a dull moment with the Mac.
Good morning. It's 6:28 in our...
Well, it's rain, rain, and more.
I can't believe you're leaving me.
There's a left.
The most sports. The most hockey.
They call him Fuko.
Endless movies. Over 100 channels of as much TV as you can handle. Bell Express View. Hardware available for as little as $12.49 a month. Weight loss not included.
We thank you for our food. We thank you for our meat. But please, once in a while, can we have something really fun to eat?
Why not try something fun? Crack something, dip something, or twist up our mouth-watering new seafood in every bite pasta creations.
Escape to Red Lobster Canada. Because life on land is dry.
Welcome back to St. John's, Newfoundland, the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins game. And while in Newfoundland, the competitors are the guests of the Holiday Inn St. John's. Ground transportation for competitors of the McCain TSN Skins game has been supplied by Budget Rent-A-Car. While furniture and television sets for the St. John's Curling Club has been supplied courtesy Cohen's Home Furniture. Well, the key shot of that first, really both of them, by Wayne Middaugh, his first, well, he got a break.
Well, I really did, Victor. And, you know, everybody that curls knows you have to have a little man on your shoulder. And this time, the little man on your shoulder brought you $3,600 because this really is a bad shot. He's going to drive it back into the pocket and give Kevin a chance to steal. But no, he comes off the face of his own. He threw it wide. And now he sets up a shot, Linda, that after Kevin made a good come around.
Kevin tried to get it buried, couldn't quite do it, and this is a board weight hit. The sweepers, you told us, Ray, brushing would be key. Well, the sweepers keep it straight enough. He punches it out and scores the skin.
So he picks up the first skin of $3,600. We're playing for $3,600 more here in the second in front of a standing room crowd at the St. John's Curling Club. Kevin Martin has the hammer, so he'll look to score the 2 to pick up the money. And the first stone is on its way, and this is Scott Bailey.
Those don't do a lot of curling. Can you guys ever hold those?
There's a comment that Wayne's absolutely convinced that it's strictly the brushing. So,
Don Bartlett, the native of Gander, Newfoundland, wanted to say hello to his grandfather in Corner Brook, Bert Bartlett, and of course to his children, Shauna, Stuart, Donald.
Good. Weight's fine.
Glad to do so.
Actually, lots of weight.
Newfoundland hospitality has just been marvelous here. The people have been fabulous. And look at this, another full house. It's just been terrific, Linda. I mean, it's just...
You've been sampling that hospitality, haven't you? Who do you want to bring?
It's really what I need, Vic.
Just trying to help.
You have to be friendly. It's not polite to come all this way and not be.
Congratulations to the club and the organizing committee. They've done a wonderful job.
Mine's good. Got rid of him. Whoa, whoa. Line will be okay. Line will be okay at the end. It's got to be here, though. Easy, easy, easy. Still cruising, eh? Oh, just for weight. Oh, it's slide. Here it comes, here it comes. Oh. It's going to grab a little now. No, it won't. No, it won't. Not yet. Try it, Scotty.
Now, remembering some of my do's and don'ts, well, the Martin team wasn't happy with the rock coming deep, but the Middaugh team was happy with the freeze being pretty close because, of course, Kevin Martin needs 2, and as soon as the freeze goes on, it's tougher to get 2 closer to the button.
Just sliding back to that last end, Linda, just for a second, and Kevin really threw a great stone. They just let up on the brushing a little bit. Don busted it all the way, but if it goes another, 3 or 4 inches, that shot's not going to be there. The good shot that Wayne made, a very nice shot.
Right on it. Yeah, probably, yeah.
Kevin needs the 2 points for his 3,600.
Ian Tetley, the 3-time Canadian and 3-time world champion, 85, 90, and 98 with Al Hackner, Ed Wernick, and this year, of course, with Wayne Middaugh.
It's going to move it, going to move it. Yep, 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 yep. You're bouncing a couple feet. I know. I'm trying to move this one. Trying to move that one. Shot.
Going back a little bit, Rude. Weight's there. Wow.
Bumping.
Letting it wait.
Lazy handle again, Linda, but it's got the rotation now. Not quite one full rotation, but...
Yeah, it's got no line. Get ready. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. Fine.
Works.
This is more typical of Skin's play. We have
back ring,
the first rock go up as a guard, and now everything's coming around it.
Hack.
And then all those stones in play in the back 8, back 12. I mean, so if you're going to try and pass it and remove it, you'll have to avoid a few jams.
Yeah, the tapbacks are really important, and the line is especially critical.
Easy. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Hurry. Hurry hard. Real hard.
This in-turn, as I mentioned, coming down this way, moves a little more than the out-turn.
Good brush by McCarroll and Bailey. Terrific brushing.
In this situation, then the rocks behind that tee line, are well positioned for Kevin to maybe set up the possibility of scoring the 2, and if it doesn't work, getting the carryover.
The last rock by Tetley rolled too far for his side. It gives lots of chances, you say, Ray, for Rudy to get in there. They've chosen this out turn, so we'll see how much movement they get on it.
Wait's good. Wait, we're bumping. We're bumping. Yep. Bumping a little. Hard.
Wow. Oh. Shot, Rudy.
Very nice shot.
Shot, Rudy.
We'll find out if those Broncos have won again. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, NFL Prime Time, then followed by the big Sunday nighter, the Jets and Dolphins of Miami at 8:15.
That should be a terrific game. All 4 teams, 4 of the 5 teams in AFC East have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Just
it's real
incredible.
close. Right beside, right beside's pretty good. Wow. Bastard. Corral.
Bugger. Yeah, just too much weight. Didn't get the movement. Now where to go? This is always the dilemma.
Try to bury a little bit right here.
Just get around the guard a little. You got a chance with this internal end to get around now too. He's taking about the edge of the forefoot. He's looking for about almost 3 feet of curl here.
Kevin Martin team needs 2 for this skin, but they want to also close off the potential freeze that the Middaugh team can make into the pocket.
Where are we?
This ice is very unforgiving. It's very release sensitive, but also weights in the sense that if you
that's a lot of weight.
If you overthrow in a case like this very little, you get no movement at all. If you throw that to the brushes a little bit or let it curl, you can get some movement.
So Don Walchuk comes deep in. Now allows Graham McCarroll to come in and possibly take the end away.
Right on the button.
Not a good shot. I mean, Don Walchuk absolutely the first to tell you that's just not where he wanted it. If he gets it tucked around a little bit, he really puts the pressure on.
Line's perfect. There. Line's perfect. Whoa! Just right on the freeze.
We're tapping it 3 inches.
Prefer not to tap it.
Just wants to freeze.
And he'll bump it. We saw a lot of this yesterday, this failing to judge the ice. Are we starting to see this again here?
It could be. Yesterday, I think in one day, we saw more changes in ice than I've ever seen. It went 2 seconds difference on the hog to tee measurement even, which is a huge amount of difference in the weight. And the curl, as Ray's told us, changed dramatically. So far, we haven't seen that kind of change. But it's possible we will see some.
Flop.
Yep. Walchuk. And it's time to lift your feet. And just too much to move. That's why those stones, Linda, are so important back there, huh?
Yeah, it's tough for Don and the Martin team to get stuff by it. As you mentioned, they're having to run things, and there's such a wall behind the back of the button.
I like there. The first one. Yeah. Same ice. Yep.
There's a guard out in front, just off that center line, protecting that Yellowstone. But there's your house. A good look at it from the top to give you an idea of
Is it like the
how it's sitting.
The shootout yesterday?
Wait.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen one come light.
Kevin Martin, line 1, just biting the blacks, biting
like
the
right
McCain.
on the center line, top 4. Yeah. Their shot, Wayne? Yeah.
Come down and freeze right to the face of his own.
2-time world champion, once with Russ Howard, also had 5 skins appearances with Russ Howard. And Wayne Middaugh individually has made a lot of cash in skins play.
Lots. We got to go. Go here? No.
That's assuming they split it equally.
A lot of room.
That's true.
He's been on TV with McCain more than little Mikey.
Right. Yeah, we're top 4.
Certainly could buy more French fries.
No. No. Whoa.
Well, he has it.
Yeah. Just wouldn't move for him. Just wouldn't move for him.
It says
You see what I'm saying, eh?
second shot or third shot,
Okay.
possibly the one at the back of the button.
Get rid of the
second.
6. Pretty tough. Well, lost away.
Yeah.
It's going to roll up. Probably not.
Yeah,
right?
well, the shooter's the problem, too, though. We don't want to give Wayne an easy double, right?
Yeah.
You know? We almost have to get rid of this thing. I'm not going to have nothing on my last one, eh?
Yeah.
We hit this thin. I guess that's not going to come back. I'd sure like to roll this thing off. Okay.
You can
Slightly off the nose.
Kevin was talking about this stone
Nose
right
isn't the
here.
worst.
We got to get rid of that thing. And you heard Don Waltrip say, well, let's blast away. And then he said, you know, if we hit this one back in here, it's not going to back up. So they're going to hit this stone right here.
We got to move that back one
with a
of
big
theirs,
weight
we're never gonna
to
hit
try
it.
and move this thing here. This is the shot rock, obviously.
Try to be near the nose.
Okay.
You could get a slight inside roll. Still make it.
Yeah, throws the guard, and I've got nothing to draw to.
It's not like football where they're pretty open with their strategy, is it? That'd be like Elway yelling across the line of scrimmage to the linebacker. We're going to run off tackle here. He backed it up. That's what he was afraid of. Pretty good shot, though.
That worked out all right.
That worked out very well.
The yellow one, top of the 4-foot area, really blocks the path. Got rid of the black one that was there.
I was definitely going to come up the house, but we didn't know how far, right?
You heard Kevin say earlier, it's going to back up if we hit it, and here it happens. Thin, and it backed right up.
Double stuff now. Worked out well.
Worked out very well.
Yeah.
They were afraid of
How much
leaving the
can you see of this
double,
one?
but the black one behind
How much can you see of that one?
really prevents that.
Can't see it all. There's not much, nothing else I can do. Yeah. Even roll an inch left is probably okay, eh?
Yeah. An inch.
What's that? Just peek? Yeah.
Hit it on the nose. Stay right there. Maybe roll a little bit to the inside.
And so if he sits there, of course, then it makes it a little tougher for Martin to get in for his second one, whether he's got a hit or maybe just a draw, possibly. But shot stone right now belongs to Martin. He needs 2 to pick up the skin of $3,600. Middaugh is lying second shot. Trying to hold it. They wanted to hit it right on the beat and not roll, and he has rolled, and now that opens it up for the draw to right there, the pin, right on the McCain for the 2 and the skip.
We talk about how you win a skin, and with the hammer, normally 38% of the time you can get a skin. In semifinal action this year, with the hammer, only 45%, much more were taken with the hammer, and fewer steals, 32% overall, 20% in semifinal action.
Final stone, drawing the button for the skin of $3,600 to even it up through
Line's good.
2.
Looks like lots.
Line's perfect. It belongs to the brushers. You heard Kevin say it's all yours, guys. The line's good.
Now it's Bartlett from Sharon. Catch the black. Catch the McCain.
Nice shot.
And put $3,600 in your jeans. Kevin Martin evens it up through 2. He picks up the skin. He didn't steal it. He earned it. He scored his 2. Kevin Martin.
So close. Fast. The Remington Microscreen 3 gives you 3 things no other shaver can. Our most powerful motor, 150 cutting edges, and 3 flexing microscreens, guaranteed to get you smooth. The Remington Microscreen 3.
Kind of reminds you of the last time you tried to use the internet, huh? You've got to get fast internet technology from Nortel Networks. It's more than 30 times faster than 28-day modems. Visit our website and be faster to the net with the NHL and Nortel networks. How the world shares ideas.
It's not hard to see, and it's no great mystery that you were put down here to be someone special, inspired and free, more than silver and gold shines the courage you hold. Oh, you bring out the best in me. Hey, yeah, you bring out the best in me.
A hot AFC East race is TSN's ace for Sunday night NFL on TSN. The New York Jets head south to Miami to take on the Dolphins. It's your last kick at the weekend. Make it good. Sunday night NFL on TSN.
From Cape Spear, as we look across the bay, and that's the city of St. John's, Newfoundland. Congratulations to the organizing committee headed by the Silver Fox. That's the gentleman front row, third from the left, Glenn Goss and his entire committee. The two-time Newfoundland champion, 1992, and his committee of some 50 have done a marvelous job here, and we have truly, some of us enjoyed ourselves more than others, but we've really enjoyed ourselves. As we go to the third end of play, and we're playing for $3,800. Mentioning no names.
You're killing me, Victor. You're killing me.
We're all even. Middaugh has the hammer, and he'll try to score the 2 to get the skid.
It was interesting to see those stats as far as who's taken skins with hammer and who's stolen them. And this year, there have been many more skins won with the hammer. So far, it's holding true.
That's very nice shot. Unlike the first when he threw his first stone in, Don Bartlett puts it out in front. Scott Bailey, the owner of Bailey Contracting in the Brampton area.
You got room, I think. No, line's
northwest.
Lots of room. Line's fine.
Just for Metropolitan Toronto.
Just for weight. Oh, well, it hasn't even started to come back yet.
No, it's done though.
Don't they put some, Linda, don't they put some Baileys in those paralyzers?
See, now, there you go. Now you're telling everybody what you're having.
A hole, right?
Oh, man. I wasn't going to point fingers, but if you're taking the paralyzers from Gander, Newfoundland. Station B, if I'm not mistaken, in Edmonton.
Is that from memory, Vic? That's amazing.
Have to go on this soon.
No, it's way out there.
Staying out.
Leave it short. Just leave it. Get it right. Leave it short. Don't get in the ring.
What happens with a lot of people in here? You know, Kevin Martin and I talked about this, and he said, you know, Ray, as it warms up the building, the shaded area, the yellow shaded area, and Shorty Jenkins, Shorty was saying to me, there's more ice in that area too, Ray. Or I should say, it's been painted a couple times. It's pretty dark. That area heats up a little bit, and the white area stays a little cooler. So when the rocks get out there, they kind of just stay out there a little bit.
Clean. Firm. Clean, whoa.
Clean it.
Whoa, whoa, up.
Stay close.
Right up. No, don't even look at it.
No.
It's about the same spot Wayne threw down in the first stand, and it is straight. This will come up enough to avoid the jam.
I don't mind just sitting down on the nose again, too. All right. Yeah, Black Rock's a bad spot for us. Yeah. Very bad.
You can hear the sweepers talking about the options here for Rudy.
The brush is being held just on the outside of the forefoot, the yellow shaded area.
Line looks pretty good. Maybe a touch tight. Hurry.
A little bit inside. He never got out to the stick. So there should be a fair amount of movement in this one.
Hard. Walchuk closest to the stone. Bartlett is out in front.
Looks like he's on the guard, though.
The sweepers were interested in hitting the Blackrock top 12-foot, and that comes back to our discussion of trying to control the front of the house.
Okay. You can see when he released the stone on his release there, at no time, I mentioned that the brush was being held on the outside of the forefoot. At no time did he ever get the stone out there.
Whoa.
That's line's good.
Lots.
Now, Wayne has the theory about the brushing.
This got cuts.
Line's good.
He took about a foot less ice.
Yep.
If it leads to the other one.
But he's got a little more room
Bouncing
here.
that, bouncing it.
Yep. Whoa, whoa.
They're on top of it, says Scott Bailey.
Tick. That's what I was trying.
Pretty what Rudy wants to do.
They're having a battle at second.
Yeah. A hell of a battle at second.
Go back a little bit, Rude.
That's a good line, Kevin.
Waits there. Lots of weight.
Okay, computer consultant for Nico Systems, Rudy Rumscharan.
Wow. Be close. Wow.
We got our first look at him, of course, in the Labatt Brier in Calgary in '97.
It's unforgiving.
Rude. Very nice. Nice shot. What?
Just board.
Linda, what did you do as a skip if you...
This will move here.
I mean, Kevin must know it's not... Rudy's too good.
Yep.
Not to play well. He's struggling yesterday, struggling a little bit today. What do you do to try and build his confidence?
It's a good question, and it's actually something you should work out as a team beforehand. If some players want to keep trying the same turn, if they're struggling with a turn, others will prefer that you switch turns. Sometimes if you vary the weights, maybe bring the weight down on hits if they're struggling with hits. But everybody's really individual about what makes them feel confident and how they can rebound if they're not playing a good game.
Back line?
Yeah. Just try to roll in off that.
Still some openings, though, for Kevin Martin's team, trying to steal or at least hold Middaugh.
HSBC Securities is
Off away.
Don Walchuk's firm.
Hard.
$3,800 is the skin.
Hard.
Wayne Middaugh needs to score 2 to win it. We're all even at $3,600 apiece.
This one caught the curl very early. Trying to tick now.
Okay, nice shot.
Was he down a little weight too, Linda, I think?
Could have been.
Over here. T-line. Right there.
Yeah.
Graham's company is Tri-Stone Properties.
Yep. Yep. Line's good. Room. Room.
Pretty good.
Line's good. Room. Whoa. Right here.
Clean it,
Stay
clean
with
it,
tight.
clean it, clean it.
Room. Whoa, whoa. Lots of room. Gotta be here.
Whoa. It's there.
Right here.
Whoa.
No.
No,
No. No.
Freeze it.
Too deep. You can see that Kevin's called the freeze on the face of it. I've seen this delivery for a long time. Years with Pat Ryan.
Lots of weight.
Lot of room. Lot of room.
How much is lost?
Back four.
Back four.
Okay, we got to be on this side of the nose a little bit.
Canadian champion in '88, Canadian champion in '89, and then won the World Championship in Milwaukee
Wow. Wow.
that year.
They beat Switzerland in the final, I believe, that year.
After losing to Norway and Eigil Ramsfell in Lausanne, Switzerland in '88.
Right on.
Line's good.
Whoa, whoa.
Better, isn't it?
Same spot. Top corner of the button.
That's the same weight.
Yep.
Just for weight.
Yep. Room. Room. Whoa, just for weight. Just for weight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just for weight. Only if you have to. Line's perfect.
Weight's perfect, too.
Right on the corner. Line's perfect. Whoa, if you can. Right on the corner.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't bounce that. Hip. Whoa.
Shot, Graham.
That is
Very nice.
That is a great shot.
Great sweeping as well,
Yeah.
because I'm watching the ice with the stopwatch, and it is starting to slide down that center path. It's much faster than at the start of the game.
Yeah, they're a terrific judging front end for sure.
Bump this. Like, try to get the 6. Couple of overs. We can get this one back here.
You know, the viewers across the country that follow with us,
coming and going.
we'll just listen to this for a moment.
Bump this back a touch. Pack him to the back of the butt, right?
It's going to be tough, but unless it finishes hard.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to stick ours, you know, close to their nose, right?
Yeah.
15 and a half.
Just to finish that thought, you know, people that have followed along with us over the years.
You might have to go early, on this. Like I'm taking a little less ice. Can't afford to bump this way, or else we're done. Kind of wait.
You can see how important all the little things are, and the fact that the role that each member on the team plays, and the brushing is such a huge part of the game now, as we get more knowledge about the ice, about the rocks, about the pebble, about the temperature.
Lots of weight.
Brushing is a huge part of the game, more so than ever.
Back 8. Wow.
Right off. Right off.
Good throw by Kevin.
Whoa. Whoa. Nice shot, Cowboy.
Boy, terrific. The owner of Kevin's Curling Supplies. Now, how do you get it out of there? Wayne Middaugh.
That was a good throw.
Well, if you play it like a double.
But the back one stays in.
Both talking about the angles and the way
Tight
rocks
at the
would
start.
move with a
Can't
takeout.
nose it. Can't see enough to nose it. No. And my biggest fear is that you hit it too thin and take this one. You just corner freeze it right here with tough 2. He's coming off this, right? Okay, if I'm here and he makes that. You can throw that right now. What's that? You can throw it. I can throw it. Okay. Bing, bing, bing. We don't sit shot, we're not happy. I got to hit it 6 so that I spin up into here. Right. And we're probably only sitting 1 then. How much can I see of that? I don't know. It's close. What's that? It's close. That's not a ton of room. What do you like?
How much can I see of it?
There, though. They're dead even, though. I got to spin up.
He's talking about the Yellowstone out in front.
I like this better. I don't think so. No. You never get 2. He just peels this one out. You might lose. Okay? I make this. He just peels that into the pile somewhere. Then how do I get past this one? Hopefully.
Not roll that far, though. If I try to shoot,
Don't think we can bring it over? I don't think you can play that.
Discussions at both ends.
That one back. I don't care about that one. I just care about this one. Got to do something. This one stinks right now. You think that's the shot? What if you just drew right here? That's what I was thinking. Freeze there. Right there. I like that. Okay. I think so, too. Right here. Okay.
This is the stone that's worrying them. Right there.
See any great shots here?
They talked about trying to maybe hit it, as I illustrated a moment ago, and springing across. But this stone here causes the problem. So now they're just going to come down to the face of it.
Right. If I do anything, I still have no shot on my next one. Okay, we want to keep it as open as we can.
This is, again, knowing that Kevin Martin can make a lot of shots, can play the big weight, and they're trying to prevent a big shot from Martin.
The Midland Golf and Country Club is where Wayne has taken up residence in the last couple of years.
Tons of line. Not moving at all. Not a weight. Not moving at all. Weight's close. Line's good. Weight's close, too. Line's good. Right here. Easy. Line's good. Whoa.
Just not finishing. Just didn't finish there for him.
Sit. Boo-boo. Good shot. Inch too far. Yeah.
Just
That's
a
not
little
bad, though.
Just a little bit too far, though.
Nestled right there.
That shot that Wayne just plays now, is that strictly as a result of this format and wanting to get your deuce?
Help us. Blast? No,
you wouldn't play that normally, would you?
Well, it might.
This is Breyer. You're not playing that shot.
Because the opponent also wouldn't be thinking the same way about what they're trying to do, which is doesn't matter how many opponents' rocks accumulate. So you're right, Dick. Because of this format, both teams just have a lot of different decisions.
But it'd be neat.
Well, is he line 2 right now?
I mean, no, he's only got 1 right now.
I think he's got 2, doesn't he?
I think we'll try to get right in there with the draw. Just wiggle in off this thing, be shot right.
Okay.
Mind you. But what a dumb double.
You can blast if you want to, eh? Get the blast. Get them all.
We bumped this 6 an inch, and
that
he
was
just
not gonna
smashes it right through the hole. Right? And that's gone. Like if we're here, right? That thing's gone.
He wants to try and get snuggled into this area here.
At all with this draw, or else we're done, right?
They're not sure whose second shot.
Oh, if you hit this, hit this and roll. But then you give him a nose hit
this
double.
And roll in.
Then he just nose hits the double.
Yeah. Right. You gonna call timeout?
You just have to play quicker next then. I don't know what to do here. Like, I think we just draw right here. Yeah. And
Dick, in answer to your question a moment ago, this is a typical skin's end. In no way this kind of thing doesn't develop under any other format, because as Linda already pointed out, you don't care how many points are scored against you in a situation, when in a normal game you do. This is the kind of ends we see on a regular basis when we play the skins format. And it's quite frankly, it's what makes it so exciting.
I can't afford to be heavy here or else we're dead. Right.
He's trying to get it right into that spot right there.
And he mentioned how difficult it is because he doesn't want to move anything. If he moves something, Wayne can remove his stone.
Yep. Final stone for Kevin Martin here in 3. Trying to hold Middaugh to 1 and force the carryover of $3,800.
It's a good-looking track right here. He just wants to come off that just a wee bit.
He said just wiggle in there. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's the way to do it. But now he also said Middaugh, with his weight, might be able to blast it out of there.
Well, the double is there. I think he can get it through the hole.
I don't know if I can see enough of that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. You really all got to get down.
He's not sure if he can see enough of this one right here.
It doesn't really matter, right? You got to hit the top. It's got to hit the top, eh?
Yeah, because you got to hit it right here, eh? No, I think there's a shot.
Yeah, you want to hit the top of it. Eh? And that has to go across the top of that.
Right.
Okay.
This is the stone here. They think that the percentage...
Right on the handle, basically, eh?
Yeah.
...of getting there is easier with this raise here, driving it back into this area.
Huh, 3/4 does it, doesn't it? What's that?
He can't get across the face. I mean, isn't this where it curls, Linda? I mean,
well, part of the problem, if you just come to the nose of the Yellowstone top of the button, you may be also jostling some of the black ones. So this is a better angle to come at it to ensure the blacks stay.
Well, you don't go straight,
and you won't get any movement at all with the kind of weight that's required to get that, to squeeze it out of there.
Final stone, looking for the angle, raise, double, Ketley, Bailey trying to hold it, get it by 1, drive it back, let him go. 1, only 1, and now take a close look. No, it's only 1.
Not so fast, Kowalski.
No, it's only 1. Have a good look.
Yeah, you're right, Victor.
This is 1.
It is. It's only 1. McCarroll agrees. And so we'll carry it over $3,800. We'll add another $3,800, playing for lots of money when we come back to St. John's, Newfoundland.
Jammed on the outside one?
Absolute dead jam.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, James Duffy back in the TSN newsroom. Want to get you up to date on some NFL action, some great NFL action. The Denver Broncos trying to remain undefeated today. They take on the New York Giants at the Meadowlands. Terrific good game. Terrell Davis struggling early, suffering from the flu. 6-3 Denver in the second. Tiki Barber from Kent Graham, 21-yard TD passage, 10-3 Giants. Fourth quarter, 13-9 Giants. Terrell Davis. The flu maybe not so bad. 27 yards, that's going to be a touchdown. Broncos in front, 16-13. Looks like they're going to stay perfect. But less than a minute left. Graham goes deep Amonte Toomer, back of the end zone. Is it? Is it? Ref says no. The other ref overrules him. It is a touchdown. Giants lead 2016. Less than a minute left in that football game. Buffalo also leading Oakland 44-21. Houston Astros have pulled out of the Roger Clemens sweepstakes. We'll get you back to curling right after this short break.
So I finally get to see your place.
Yeah, this is, it.
Interesting.
Hey, you want to go out for pizza?
Can't they deliver? I mean, can't we stay in?
Okay. Right here, and I'll...
In goes McCain Rising Crust Pizza. The crust rises up, crispy and tender.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
It's loaded with toppings.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was fast, too. They always deliver to your back door?
Yeah.
McCain Rising Crust Pizza. Who can tell it from takeout?
Basketball, NBA. Come on. I need my basketball fix. Come on. Basket weaving. Basket case. What the?
A serious sports surfer needs TSN Scout. All the best sports sites, all in one place, all the time. Easy to use and pre-reviewed. TSN Scout, your major league internet source for sports.
I'm often asked, are there any good people, genuine people left in pro sports? Just in time for the holidays, I've got an answer. There are at least 3.
Never give up in sport and play clean. I think good things will happen.
I'd like to open up a group home for at-risk youth. And so there's just a ton of things I'd like to do. I don't think there's enough life for me to do it all.
I'm there because I love the game and I want to play the best golf that I can.
The Dave Hodge Special, TSN Thursday.
The lighthouse at Cape Spear, the easternmost point of North America. Hey, look at this. Let's go back 1975 or so. The former Newfoundland champion, Bob Cole, represented Newfoundland at the Labatt Brier that year. Former president of the St. John's Curling Cup, and welcome back to Hockey Night in Canada. Bob Cole's alongside. Nice to see you.
Oh,
how are you?
I've got a stupid question for you and for Linda and Ray. I hope everybody's looking after you, and I hope you're having a good time. And
great time. Absolutely. Ask Ray if he's been looked after. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I know you flew in after last night's game.
Yes.
So what do you think of this Skins game?
I think this is such a marvelous, you know, it's goosebump time for me. I was involved, as you mentioned, in the old St. John's Curling Club, and to have these world famous curlers here today and this weekend, it's marvelous, you know. And look at the turnout. I mean, this is curling, and you people, by the way, are doing a super job delivering this game to all of us in Canada.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Thinner on the contact.
I can tell you though, one thing that I go back, Bob, you and I go back to the same era when we were, playing a lot, and that clip of that we just saw when men were men, when they used those corn brooms and had to work at this game. But I always wanted to thank you for, in those days we struggled, our sport struggled for notoriety and for respect, and you were one person that always gave it to us and always brought the athletic side of the game forward. So it's
lie down, Kevin, lie down.
I've always really felt strong about that, so I always wanted to thank you for it.
Oh, thank you very much.
First stone from Scott Bailey, the Middaugh lead as we play here in this fourth, and
it's still a 5-8 from the Newfie judge. Oh, yeah.
Give me 5. They're having some fun. Don Bartlett wouldn't throw that one that hard on a come-around attempt very often.
$7,600 is the skin here in the fourth. Martin with the hammer looking to score 2, and Bailey with his second.
That's there.
As Bob said, now it gets to be goosebump time. $7,600 on one end here.
Wow. No, only if you have to. Whoa, if you can.
Oh, you must have done a lot of bond spieling when you're playing. What did you play for? Cars and things like that, or what'd you play for?
Oh, we didn't get that high, but curling it's a funny thing, and you all know it. Linda will tell you, and Ray will tell you, I'm sure, that when you're in a curling game and it's competition and it's important, I don't think there's a better a game in the world to play. And the way it's evolved now, And as I said, the job you people are doing, it's starting to become great for the spectator. So that's great.
Yeah, it's interesting too. You know, I still play and play as often as I can, and you never lose that competitive side of it. Yet it's so much fun, and there's highs and lows, but they're different. Obviously, when you win, you have the high, but even competing and losing, it's a different type of high, but it's still there. You know.
Oh yes.
We lost a couple of zone games just a couple of weeks ago. Donnie and Terry and I and Brian Wood, and you know it shakes you all over.
But I know you and I talked a couple of years ago for Canadian Curling Weekly, and you said that you got to the point where you suffered, I think, a little bit of burnout, and you just walked away. Do you itch now after so many years to play again?
You know, that's a good question, and I'm sure Linda will say the same thing. I come down and I watch the provincials if they happen to be in St. John's, and that's the time I want to curl again. But I know that, hey, to curl in January or February leading to the Brier, there's an awful lot of work that has to be done beforehand.
That's absolutely true.
Isn't that right?
Practices, league games.
Yeah, throwing rocks every day. 16? What do you mean 16? I got to do another 16. You know, and you don't have time. You have to. This game, people who don't curl should realize this is a very difficult game, a very precise game, a very field game, and it's a marvelous game.
Easy, a lot of room. Wait there. You can. No. Line's good. Whoa.
Like that.
Where do you want it?
I mean,
let's go right there. That's right there.
That's big
nice
stuff.
Rudy Ramcharan. Shot stone belongs to Middaugh, looking to steal, and now Martin has got it surrounded. Early numbers, Linda.
And very good numbers. We saw yesterday in the semifinal, most of the players were pretty good. Ian Tetley, the one that was a little bit lower, but good numbers so far.
Yep, for line.
Graham McCarroll gets more nines in front of his numbers than anybody I know.
Yep, for line.
Ian Tetley's second stone. Didn't you play against the Tetley?
Yes. Bill Tetley drew the 1 foot and defeated.
I didn't mean to do
that's
that.
okay. And defeated us. We weren't in it, but it happened to be the last game in the 71 Brier, and he won the Brier. What a marvelous shot.
I'd like it back that way.
Oh, we're not going to hit that. I know Bill is listening and watching, so he
taught his son a lot, certainly.
Did he ever?
And look at Martin's numbers of 100%.
And where we talked about Tetley, Ian Tetley, well, yes, he is out curling Rudy. Rudy had a difficult game in the semifinal and is struggling in this final.
Both Middaugh's and Martin's big weight will, on a continuous basis, enter into this game. Their ability to be able to, because of the number of rocks, you can see now, you know, the number of rocks setting up as we did last end. You know, last end it was a great soft shot by Kevin Martin that kind of saved the end, but eventually you're going to see the weight, the big weight and the angle raises make the big difference.
Can you see any of this?
Inch. 2 inches. High guard. Oh. There. Here. High guard? What's that? High guard's fine. In there.
I know the rule's been in place now for a number of years. This free guard zone, you like it?
Yes, I do. I haven't played the game with the free guard, but the good thing, I think, about that particular rule, you're never out of the game. You still have a chance, right, Linda?
That's right.
You know, you don't say we're dead. You can come back. That's great.
It encourages a lot more draws.
Yes.
Yeah. Back in the 70s and 80s, we played a lot of takeouts because we didn't have many options. There weren't a lot of guards up.
Now, 75, you're there. The next year, Newfoundland breaks through. And what a thrill it must have been for you. You were president of the club as Doug Hodson and Toby McDonald, who's here watching. And Jack McDuff was a skip, and his shoes are bronzed in the lobby here.
Jack McDuff played third with me, and he got really, really smart 2 years later, decided that he'd have his own team. And he did something I always said was possible, and he won a Brier. God bless him.
Okay.
Wasn't far away from getting through there.
Getting tougher, though,
I don't really
for
like it there.
Martin to get in
I think
there.
it goes same spot,
Don
Jack.
positioned to steal this skin of $7,600.
Halfway.
Graham McCarroll.
Where's the weight? A little tighter than half.
Following the Toronto Maple Leafs as you do with your broadcasting career for CBC, and then the farm team, the St. John's Maple Leafs in town. You're going to have a new building here.
Yes.
Too late.
It's going to be a fabulous building for the city. Professional hockey is catching on now. They're not doing very well now, but that's the way the American Hockey League works. It'll change. Don't worry. Toronto has got a pretty good eye on it, and they're going to be okay.
I think it's about half rock.
Gotta have
Don.
faith, Vic. You gotta have faith.
Back of this. I think it goes through pretty nice. Okay?
All right.
Or even a hair thinner. You got to be here.
A lot of angle plays with skins format. Sounded like Don Walchuk wasn't too convinced about the angle on this one, but Kevin Martin can see he can get rid of a lot of stones here.
Yep. From the hip, here is Walchuk. Bartlett, Ramcharan. And he does little or nothing. Opens up that center line a bit.
Hit that? Hit what? 5?
Martin needs the deuce to pick up 7-6, 0-0.
Right in the crotch.
Wow.
Yeah. Then he makes a double. No, he doesn't. 7's in the way. This way.
Let's put it right in the crotch, you heard him say.
In or out?
Right in there.
Probably out.
With the out turn.
Here, more. I think you got to go more than that. Yeah.
Well, I know that one thing that the new building may provide is an opportunity for an event such as the Scott Tournament of Hearts, the Women's Championship, to come to St. John's.
What's that? That's not bad. Okay.
How many seats will it have, Bob? How big will it be?
I think they're talking about 6,000, Ray.
So it's be a great venue for something like the Heart.
I think, Bob, one of the things that's really impressed me in talking to the people here is how well curling as a sport is doing. We know that curling's had some ups and downs over the years, a big boom time in the 60s and 70s, but it sure seems like it's coming back right across the country.
It's terrific. And you people should take some credit for that. I'm not kidding.
Mine's good. Clean it. Just clean it.
It's great
Just clean it
when I'm between hockey games, and you people are weekly and doing all the draws. It's the only time in my life, in my curling career, where I can say I have never missed a rock. I watch you every day.
How about me? I draw them up here like I know what I'm doing.
No turn was just miss it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to comment, to illustrate, but to get out there and do it. These are talented athletes.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad you said that. There's been some talk about this is not a sport. This is not an athletic endeavor, but it really is. It really is. Please believe me. And you have to be in shape.
Just get through the hole. Oh, not sure if this is possible or not. The yellow might be in the road.
From what you've seen now, as Martin prepares to throw his first, biggest difference, is it the zone? Is it the free guard zone? Is it the quality of play? What have you noticed?
I think the quality of play is very important. Let's watch this, Vic. This is precise stuff going on here.
Find the hole, punch it up, and not quite enough. It is still Middaugh lying one, but second and third shots belong to Martin.
Good news is they're all black raisins, right? Yeah. And he's got to stick it. Oh, well.
That one was tough. They were anticipating it breaking, and it did look like it was really going to curl for Kevin, and so they swept it just a tiny bit too much.
Which one do you want? Probably that one's the easiest to stick it for his two, but...
Talking about the raises.
Like, what does he got? What does he got with this one? What does he got with that rock? No, you move that one just a hair that way? Same thing, real thin. So, hey, what's that? What if we move that one just a hair? Make this one tougher. You might line it up.
You may. Move this one just, whoops, just...
What's that? Well, he's got nothing with this rock. No, with the black one. The black one. I understand the black.
They're talking about just moving the black that sits in the eighth just a little bit.
Want to throw like a backline hit on
This is the one they're talking about that he can stick. They looked at this one too.
You might just line it up.
He can stick this
he doesn't have an
back here, so he sticks it onto that.
He doesn't have an easy shot now.
Count those stones. Scott said, what
take one
about
away?
moving this a little bit so it would take away
this.
this, just moving it over there, over say into this area here, and sit there.
I think that's tougher than any, I think that's tougher than the raises. You think? I do. I don't. No?
I don't. I think that's pretty.
Okay, you got Garter then. You gotta give something. Yeah. To stick that one, he's got to be real close to sticking ours in too. Oh, you got to take something away.
Oh, you want to come right in and
tap
right
it?
Here?
You tap it?
No, just breathe it. I don't care if you tap it or spin.
Same ice.
Graham's probably right. We're more likely to line something up if we try coming in there.
Don't tap it. No, what's that? I don't really need to tap it. You don't want to tap it in right into the crotch or something?
Why? This is the stone that they're worried about out here. That Kevin can play this one here, right back into here, and stick that one on there and count the two. So you heard Ian come down and say, well, let's just freeze it on here. This, this angle here, which would take that away. Wayne said, well, you don't want to come down and just kind of tap this back into this area here?
Final stone for Wayne Middaugh, in position to steal the skin of 7,600.
This is tight.
It is funny how many times you'd go to play a tap, though, and suddenly you rearrange the rocks that favor the opponent, and that's what Wayne was worried about.
You gotta bounce it. No! Whoa! Whoa! Curl. Okay, that's fine.
But that didn't do anything, did it?
No.
If I can get through the hole, we got it. Yeah, same broom.
This way they can get right to the face of the yellow one.
Try and call it better. Huh? Black under the yellow? No, just well, I don't know. What's that? Not quite what? I'm just playing the out turn through the hole, eh? Same shot. I just threw. Yeah, like that doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all?
Not a bit.
We're talking about the two black ones, top 12, top 8, whether or not they were lined up to go onto the yellow one properly, and the answer was no.
The width of a stone, maybe a little more.
What's that? You think? Could run right down the sheet on it too. I don't think so. Maybe hooking it.
Final stone, angle raised to pick up the skin of 7,600. Out of his hand, Bartlett close to the stone. Ramcharan trying to find the hole. Find the hole, got it, angle raised, that's it. That's the money, $7,600. And the skin for Kevin Martin.
Now, Vic, you asked me what is different in the game today as opposed to 15, 20 years ago. Are you kidding me? That's fabulous curling. Sure is, Bob.
Bob Cole, we thank you. We'll watch for you on Hockey Night in Canada. Stay well, my friend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You people have a great time here in St. John's.
Thanks, Bob. We will. Thank you.
This calendar is unique. It has 365 days, but was made for one. The day we put an end to child abuse in Canada. That's why all profits support the Martin Arnold Cruz Memorial Fund. Because with your help, we can put the pain of child abuse behind us.
We've got a history, a way of making memories, a place you wanna be. Oh, tonight, it's never been more right. wonderful time of the year. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Just a few days left. Curling with Lyndon Ray, the perfect stocking stuffer for the curler in your family. 1, 2, or 3 tapes. There's the phone number, the fax number to order. Strategy is 1.
Mechanics and a viewer's guide.
A viewer's guide. And somewhere in there, if you watch the tapes enough, you'll be able to make shots like this.
I just want you to have a look at the release. Kevin Martin throws this very soft ray. Actually, we heard Wayne Middaugh talk to Graham McCarroll about the release. If he didn't give a nice soft, almost an inside movement, I think he might have gotten caught in a straight spot, but it does move, and the sweepers hold it. He makes it through the port, and that's how you get the 2 in the skin.
That is really a great soft shot. There's just no question, and good brushing all the way. They just get by the outside one, and
Kevin Martin picks up the big skin, $7,600. And so he jumps in front now with 11,200. And as we begin play here in 5, Middaugh with the hammer needs to score 2. And the skin is worth $4,000.
I really do think, Ray, that he purposefully put a soft handle on that one so that he didn't get caught with a straight run of the takeout. And people at home may wonder about that. It's tough to control sometimes when you roll it a little bit inside and make sure that you don't flip it, but if he can do it consistently, that's the kind of reaction you can get.
Well, he said that on the way down the ice. I just got that. It just got going a little bit. And
if you got great sweepers, they can hold it on the side.
The interesting thing is that if they had moved, if Wayne had moved that stone a half an inch, come to the face of it, like frozen, but just moved it a half an inch, that wasn't there. Then, of course, maybe something else may have set up a little bit, but I don't think they thought that hole was there.
Line's good.
Right there.
Just for weight.
Lots of weight. Lots of weight.
Just for weight. Line's good. Whoa, if you can.
Lots.
Whoa, if you can. Whoa.
But that was a wonderful shot by Kevin.
Here it goes. Yep. Very hard. Yep. That's good. That's good.
Hey, Scotty.
Weight's good.
Hey, clean it. Clean.
Lots of room.
Lots of room.
Lots of weight. Lots of weight.
Okay.
Right off. Yeah. Lots of weight.
Just that little extra weight, and watch the stone. It's just going straight down the edge of the forefoot.
Don't really want it.
That's not a bad spot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Wayne. Damon.
Oh.
Ruggling early.
Yeah, that's not bad either.
This is where you start to feel a little bit of the tension that we talked about. The money's gone up on the board. Big money now for the Kevin Martin team, and sort of feel it with Middaugh. They want to get one back here.
How's the weight?
Right on it. Right here. Oh.
No bounce. No bounce.
Well, I don't think he often finds himself trailing in events like this.
No, never.
Well, Linda makes a good point. The pressure's building. There's only a microsecond between fear and greed.
Bump it a little bit.
Pressure's a tremendous thing. It's hard to understand, and it affects each individual a little differently.
Okay. Room.
As a competitor in anything, you're always hoping that when the situation gets tighter and the adrenaline starts flowing and the importance is greater, that you play better. It doesn't always work that way, but the top teams usually can weather all that
For a little bit. Okay.
extra pressure.
If you get your angles perfect, you may have a decent angle. Yeah. You probably gotta do this. Board.
I agree with this call. Wayne looked at drawing first. He's now going to play the rub-off, hit and roll.
I don't think he can leave that stone there, Linda. I agree with you.
Easy. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Shot.
Middaugh has his 2 in place to possibly pick up the skin of 4,000.
Same weight. Bump this thing in the open a little bit.
More weight. Hurt. About the same.
Rudy Ramcharan.
More weight.
Okay. Well, stay close. Stay close. Wow.
Bump it into the open, he said.
Good shot, Rod.
That's what they do.
Right here. It's got the 2 in there.
Right there.
Good sign there of the stopwatch going off. Scott Bailey hitting it to judge the weight. Once the weight and the ice changes a little bit, you can use those tools to help you get a feel.
Line's perfect.
Bailey McCarroll out in front. I was asking Scott about the brushes. They play with those wide synthetic heads. I said, how often do you change them? And he says 4, maybe 5 games, depending on the ice. He says more in an arena situation, which is a good, I think, lesson for people in clubs. You know, you have to change the equipment. You just can't always play with the brush that's 10 years old. It's not going to do the job. And
now, with corn brooms, it was really easy to tell when it was time to make a change, but with brushes, it's not quite as easy.
How much on the rock? Where on the rock? Right here.
Firm. Firm weight. Just bring it right across. Hit them both.
Don Walchuk.
The back one will jam on the yellow one.
This one's just floating.
Went right back.
And gets nothing except his own.
That happened yesterday in that exact same spot. I can't remember the end, Linda, but...
Well, now, let's just go back a couple of ends. Is that similar to what Middaugh played? Earlier when he threw his outside, is that a similar spot?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the same spot, Nick, yeah.
You can feel the guard.
He was playing a lot quieter, but you're right, it ran straight out there.
I think you go here.
The moment there is a wonderful collection of black stones in the house, 4 foot, 8 foot.
Tons of room.
The front rock, though, the guard belongs to Martin, and they're trying to get in behind that to cut off a raise.
Swing's fine. Yep. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Right off.
Nope. Sit it. Don't want to bounce it out.
Sit. Oh.
About time for straight back. I don't know if you can do much good running the guard straight back.
Let's just make some contact.
That's the one
Okay,
they're
well
talking
then
about.
right exactly on the nose.
Yeah, right on the nose, across.
Sit right here. Okay?
Right on the nose.
I'll throw the out turn right here.
All right. Yep. Whoop.
Don Walchuk trying to drive it right back into the pocket. Catch the one on the right first.
Wow.
Come back and get a moving. Nice shot, Walchuk. Helps his team. But there's 3 still black, but they're not around the 4 foot anymore. And as you take a look at the football scores,
Want to peel a guard?
No, easy double.
They lost.
Well, a bit of a letdown week after a big comeback last week. I'm sure Denver will turn it back on.
This is the call here, that's for sure. Peel a guard.
That's Martin's way to get out of this end, to try and get behind it, so get rid of it for Middaugh.
Good shot, good call.
Just a reminder, NFL primetime at 7:30 Eastern Time, followed by the Jets and the Dolphins from Miami at 8:15 Eastern Time tonight.
What a game that should be. Miami undefeated at home. The Jets
Give me your glove.
they can clinch a playoff berth with a win. Right combinations of wins and losses this weekend will make it very interesting.
Oh, and there you were talking earlier about putting something in the hack. Is that just for a little bit of grip, or is it the angle of the foot they're more concerned about?
It seems to be grip. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Cross the ring double.
Oh, went early. Whoa, whoa.
I don't know if that caught something. It just took off.
Jeez, I thought he was throwing the intern.
So was I.
I thought he was too.
How was? Maybe I didn't throw the right turn. I don't know. That's what I thought too. Intern.
Center line, leave center.
I thought it was the intern too.
Well, it did.
It's normal going to the wing? Yeah. You hope? Yeah. Well, I can't say they've thrown too many to the wing. I got to assume that, yeah.
After 4 ends of play around a center guard and lots of tapbacks, we now have a very open end.
Well, it all started with the run back that went into the pocket. Of course, there was a lot of rocks around that 4-foot in this end as well. But and then Wayne made the great call.
There, should be there.
Absolutely the right call, but peeling off the center guard. Only one that was going to hurt him.
Stair. Oh. Yep.
You know, forcing the 3 rocks in play. You're forcing.
You go deep.
Kevin Martin to make the perfect freeze, or
perfect. Well, a little heavy maybe.
Triple if the angle set up. No way.
That's fine.
All he's got is a freeze here to try and get himself out.
The reigning Quebec champion, Guy Hemmings, who lost the semifinal to Wayne Middaugh, won $7,850.
Looks like he had his hair done this morning.
And a favorite among the crowd here in St. John's.
Favorite because he's just such a tremendous guy. He's just so much fun and wonderful for this game, and a very legitimate competitor, a very good curler.
Okay, line's freezing.
That's a good team.
Line's good.
Pierre Charette struggling a bit with his back, but with Guy and Dale, terrific team.
Guy Thibodeau at second, and Dale Ness the lead. Out of Saint-Lambert.
Yep, hard.
That one's a little bit heavy. They're going to try and play a wick, but I don't think it'll go far enough.
Pick it up.
Like out turn. Out turn, doesn't really matter. Out turn.
Martin not very happy with himself as he sees
smoke.
Middaugh.
Well, in fairness to Kevin, I mean, he really didn't have anything. He tried the cross the ring double. It didn't work, and it got started a little bit, and then he has to play a freeze here, and it all stems back to a couple of shots in the early part of the end that got him into trouble.
Very hard, real hard. Real hard, real hard. Real hard.
Bentley Bailey, they want to avoid the jam at the back if they can, and they'll punch it straight back and score more than their 2 to pick up the skin of 4,000. Middaugh closes the gap. We're midway through the McCain TSN Skins Game Final.
Open it down there.
It's all in how you use it.
A cough or sore throat? Aren't you glad you have friends? Like Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges. They even make nasal passages feel clearer. So try Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges with over 100 years of effectiveness.
Canada's hottest shot makers are aiming for a major payday in Thunder Bay. 80 grand is on the line of the JVC TSN Women's Skins game. Semifinal coverage begins Saturday. See it, live it, TSN.
There's more to crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
It's time you tried McCain Tasty Taters. Baked so they're crispy and golden brown on the outside to capture all that tender potato flavor inside.
Crispy bite-sized taters that lock in all the flavor.
Mealtime, snack time, anytime. McCain Tasty Taters now come in 5 crispy bite-sized flavors.
Try your favorite flavor in our bite-sized taters.
McCain Tasty Taters. Crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
I'm often asked, are there any good people, genuine people left in pro sports? Just in time for the holidays, I've got an answer. There are at least 3.
Never give up in sport and play clean. I think good things will happen.
I'd like to open up a group home for at-risk youth. And so there's just a ton of things I'd like to do. I don't think there's enough life for me to do it all.
I'm there because I love the game and I want to play the best golf that I can.
The Dave Hodge Special, TSN Thursday. A hot AFC East race is TSN's ace for Sunday night NFL on TSN. The New York Jets head south to Miami to take on the Dolphins. It's your last kick at the weekend. Make it good. Sunday night NFL on TSN.
I think that's mine.
Stick to curling, Victor.
Pacesetter is the official clothing supplier to the competitors of the McCain TSN Skins game. And all the competitors flew to St. John's, Newfoundland, courtesy of Air Canada. Well, next year we'll be going way up north to Whitehorse in the Yukon. And Bernie Edelman is the chairman of the organizing committee. We're looking forward to it. I don't think many of us have been there, so give us a quick geography lesson 101.
The closest reference point we have is we're probably about 2,100 kilometers northwest of Edmonton, about a 21-hour drive.
And a curling community of how large?
We've got about 320 members in our club this year.
Now, I know that you and some of you, your other organizers, members of your committee, have been here. They treating you well here in St. John's?
Oh, excellent, first class. They've been running around, and we've been asking them questions while they've been on the go, and they've been accommodating in every facet. We can't imagine having any better response from them.
Tell me about the club and what it has to offer then to the curler of the far north.
We have one of the nicest curling clubs in Canada, and I will say that. It's a beautiful facility. We've got 8 sheets. We've got excellent ice. We've got brand new rocks. We've got a very enthusiastic volunteer base, and it's a beautiful club.
Well, we look forward to starting a second decade of the McCain TSN Skins game when next year we are way up north in Whitehorse. Bernie Edelman, we look forward to seeing you a year from now. But let's enjoy the rest of our stay here in St. John's, Newfoundland. The second half of the final to come.
How the years, they fly by, fleeting glimpses, moments in our lives. Gotta hold on to them, catch them while you can. These are the moments, these are the moments. CABC holds the moments of our lives. We got real potato flavor in an instant.
More and more Canadians are finding new ways to serve up McCain instant mashed potatoes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
McCain, made from real potatoes to enjoy any way you like in just minutes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
So stir up real potato flavor with McCain mashed potatoes in the new resealable flavor lock pouch. McCain, real potato flavor in an instant.
You know, there's a remarkable new tool right now at Canadian Tire that makes a lot of existing tools seem outdated. I'm talking about RoboGrip pliers from Mastercraft. You see, RoboGrip's special design allows it to self-adjust to most any size job with a simple squeeze of the handles.
That's right. No screws or levers to set. Just squeeze and turn. Plus, it's spring-loaded for one-handed operation, not like these regular pliers.
And it comes in 2 sizes, so it's perfect for most any job. Rounded nuts, pipes, flat surfaces, irregular shaped objects. And its offset head allows for easy access to those tight spots.
And RoboGrip's laminated jaw construction makes it so strong, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The new self-adjusting Mastercraft RoboGrip is so versatile, you'll find it indispensable in your house, your garage, even in the garden. So don't wait. Get your RoboGrip pliers today. Available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
On the next Dave Hodge special, Dave talks with Expos manager Felipe Alou, Argo running back Pinball Clemens, and homegrown LPGA star Lori Kane. TSN Thursday, December 17th. Raw is War, the one and only WWF, loud and proud and live, Monday on TSN.
Welcome back. Linda, let's check some of the numbers after 5.
Well, we brought up the numbers from the semifinal. That's the left-hand column in each case for the teams, and on the right, the final numbers, first 5 ends. And if you look at the numbers, the Wayne Middaugh team is out-curling the Kevin Martin team all the way down the list. You can see that although Rudy Ramcharan, for example, has brought up his numbers, he's still being out-curled by Ian Tetley. But Kevin Martin has brought up his numbers, and he is the story so far, because remember, the Martin team has more cash than the Middaugh team, and Kevin Martin has made the big shots to keep his team not only in the game, but at the moment leading the game.
Good luck.
Well, that's so true, Linda. It's been a couple of great shots by Kevin, and he really hasn't missed a thing. He was at 100% a moment ago, and really in the last end where you might consider he had misses. I mean, he was playing a freeze to a 1 stone, and it was a little too heavy and so on and so forth. But really, he is been the story, as you mentioned.
We're playing for a $4,000 skin here in this 6th end of play. Martin with the hammer needs to score the 2. First stone from the Middaugh lead. Scott Bailey is out in front, center line in the free guard zone. This is Don Bartlett.
Quicker down this path now.
Easy. Okay, line's good. Well,
It's cooled off a bit.
we don't have much room.
Weight's good.
Clean only.
A lot of weight.
Well, clean. Wow. Well.
Whoa, Donnie.
Well, Donnie. Atta boy. Nice come around by Donnie. Linda, this is obviously there's more money involved and everything, but the ice has been stayed pretty consistent. We haven't seen the drastic changes, but overall, the curling is so much better today than we saw yesterday. Maybe other than what we saw from Middaugh's team yesterday, but.
Go.
And Hemmings played well yesterday too, but it's more of a skins feeling out there, and the houses are setting up what we're used to, setting up for the angle raises. And
What a difference a day makes.
It's a song, isn't it?
I think so.
24 little hours.
Freeze? Yeah. Lots of room.
Do you know who sang that, Vic? I don't know who sang.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Right off. No line.
Line's pretty good.
We didn't ask for your rendition, actually.
Wait only. Well, off.
No.
Off. Let it
Remember.
Let her bend.
Just the angle freeze, trying to set up the angle here.
No line.
No, let her bend. Let her bend.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Freeze.
Very repetitious end in the sense that one rock out front, one rock around, one on top, another one on top. Now the call for another one on top. And then sooner or later in this end, you're going to see the big weight come to the floor and things be moved around. It's the trend in this format.
No, it's got to sit. Come on. Curl.
Don't want to bounce it too much.
Curl. Shot.
Okay.
All 5 stones in play. Let's get one more. Everybody looking for the angle.
Freeze climb in play.
We see, you know what I was going to say that
That's
we
new,
see.
eh?
Well, yeah, not particularly in this, but we see this more in a Breyer situation or a Scott situation, do we not?
The series of come-arounds?
Yes, well, the series of come-arounds and then the angles like this. No?
We see a lot of it now, Vic, because of the free guard zone rule, but not quite to this extreme. There'd be some movement, I think, at this point on the front stone, Linda.
Bumping! Yeah, sometimes you get a little panicky when there's too many of these come-arounds, especially if you don't have the hammer.
Harder!
It is an interesting line because quite often we see teams looking for an overlap, that the lineup isn't straight like we're looking at in this angle, but you get the overlap so that neither team can play a promotion and get after one of the buttons.
I don't think you need to weld, I think you need to guard. Well...
The Martin stone.
It's a shot, but that one seems open.
Middaugh.
That's probably as good as
Martin.
anything.
Middaugh. Martin needs the deuce now, remember. He's lying shot rock, but he's got to get 2.
How's the weight? Where is it? Where is it? Short? Yep.
Ian Tetley.
Hurry! Hurry! Curling hard.
This one just took off. Remember at the start of the game, we thought this would be the straighter of the 2 turns.
Yeah. Curl.
Okay. Not one, I don't know what happened to it.
It's right there.
Doesn't really do a lot. They were hoping to leave it so that it could be promoted, but instead Kevin Martin's thinking of coming around it.
Well, it wouldn't be too bad, I guess, to just hit this on the nose. Kick this 3 out into here someplace. Just board weight.
Yeah, let's get some action here.
Sooner or later, we knew this was coming to try and get those rocks. There's 5 of them rearranged.
Hard.
The 3 rock he's talking about is the Middaugh stone.
Hard to get by. Come on, Doc.
Bartlett Walchuk.
Come on.
Got this started a
Come on,
bit.
we gotta get by. Come on.
And he just does get by. He with a little bit of a wick.
Rudy is struggling. I don't think there's any other thing to say about it.
You also gotta move this a hair. It's pretty easy for them right now. You gotta bump it a hair, I think.
Yeah, you got
Already across is as good as anything. Okay.
come across the face and just move it a little bit. The angle is sitting up too nicely for Kevin Martin.
It's fine. I think he's moving it. It's there. Whoa.
Back 8, wait.
What's that?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Back 8, wait.
Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. Whoa. Oh,
That's back 8.
No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Oh, I think I'm moving around.
That's not so bad.
Back 12.
Martin needs 2. Middaugh on the button is
Back
line
12,
1.
but nothing more.
Yeah, can't be heavy.
Try to get to the nose.
Only 1 stone out of play.
Bump this 5 up into here.
8 thrown.
There you are. Kevin wants you to hit the black onto yellow, moving the other yellow up into the button.
Graham's rock actually did line this up fairly well for Don.
Lots of weight.
Lots of weight. No, never, never, never. Stay close. No. No, never.
The hacks.
No.
Shot, Don.
Very nice. Boom. And now Martin line 1. Skin worth 4,000.
Is there enough room to make the double, you think, Victor?
Lined up. What's that?
Or
Lined up.
are the 2 rocks in the front lined up?
Front line up? Pretty close. Real close.
These 2 here he's talking
It
about.
looks like you'll have to skinny it and then just cut across the face, eh?
But these 2 here.
Can you get to the inside of that at all or no? Pretty tough?
That's what he's
Oh, you
asking.
can see it. Probably got to play it then.
I don't think I should play that yet, though.
What's that?
If he knows that side one, tied to his side, what has he got?
Knows this one.
Well, it's pretty tough nose though, right? Yeah. I like this.
He knows it easy.
Normal?
Normal?
Yeah.
Graham says you can hit on the nose, but you can't. You need the inside for the double. The nose is easy.
They were just talking, those sweepers were saying maybe we should just hit it on the nose and set up things, but they're going to go for the big shot right now.
Yep! Hard! Yep! Hard! Hard!
1, 2 on it, and
All right, still not bad.
basically the same as hitting it on the nose.
You're right.
A little, yeah.
There's a lot of black rocks that can be moved up.
Good point, Lou. 6-2 out there right now.
Throw it back a little bit.
So Martin throwing yellow, doesn't like that black one top 8. And I don't blame him.
It's back 12?
No, not even. Just here.
Back 8.
Back 8?
Just behind the tee line. Just make it tough for them to smash it out, eh? Wait's all the way there. Okay, through. Stay close, clean, hurry. Hard! Well. Back line at least. Yeah, hurry. Hard! Hard. Shot, Don. Very nice.
Top 8. What's that? Top 8? Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Just a heavy draw.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think it'll curl much. Especially in that spot. Let's see. Probably only need like 2 inches of ice.
Like,
I can almost draw off there, too.
Sorry?
What's that? Tapping in off the outside one.
just quiet. And you heard the comment by Wayne. That's what we've been talking about. I don't think it'll curl much. And then his added footnote to that was especially there. And that's what Linda and I have talked about earlier. Down that path. So this will be interesting.
Middaugh his first here in the 6th without the hammer. Looking to steal one.
A little extra weight.
Now it's Bailey. Tetley trying to set up the angle properly, run it back. Now he'll rub. And they've got it all surrounded, but they can't remove it. Martin lying one.
That's too bad. Wayne thought it was going to curl, and he called sweeping.
Got to curl an inch.
Did the brushing straighten it up, you think?
I think so.
Oh.
Boy, that'd be nice. Crease it right here. Right?
Yeah.
There's no way he's getting that out.
Nope. He'll spin up there, too.
Yeah.
Now, how
even if we rub this a little bit, park here, that's fine too, right?
Yeah.
Mashes into there. Okay. And just lock it. Yeah.
Right in here.
Nice to be in here for second shot. Okay. Can't really afford to be heavy though. All the way there. Should be. Is that right?
Kevin Martin in here, his first.
No.
Oh, room.
Line's pretty good.
Room.
Line's good.
Line looks very good.
Line's real good.
Room.
It's coming right at us
no,
here.
it's fine. Line's good. Line's good. Freeze it in there.
Just free. No bump.
We're bumping. We can't bump.
We're bumping.
Now come over off of the black one and park right there. And he's lying two. That's enough to give him the skin of 4,000 if he can keep it that way.
Can I make it off this one?
They're off ours.
Off this one?
Yeah.
Onto the back?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty thin. I bet it misses it. I bet it misses it. Figure.
The yellow.
I bet it misses it. I bet it goes right up through the hole. Looks like you just hit it and stay right there, though, eh? No. Yeah, how's he get two?
What he thought? What he was
That's pretty tough
asking is,
hit and stay,
can
though.
I hit this one here?
Beak it. What's that?
Onto this one.
Real tough too.
Onto this one.
Yeah.
So
we gotta make sure
and
we
then
get the
it'll
one
come
out,
off of
though.
that one and catch that one. And he's now saying, I don't
think?
think so. I think it'll come off and go back behind it.
There might be nothing left, though. I might take the 3-rock with me. I think you're trying to nose it. Hey? Okay. Just a hack.
So you have two choices. You can try and get rid of everything and hope for a possible steal, but they don't think that's there. So now it's hold them. Hit the one yellow one on the nose and say, how is Kevin Martin going to get a second one into the button?
No, wait, hack, try and nose it.
Kevin's going to have a look to see if he can think of a way if this works.
Playing it just with hack weight. Hit it on the nose. And push it through the hole a little bit. He'll catch maybe a bit of the back one.
Yeah, weight's good.
Whoa, 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 lots of weight, lots of weight. Clean.
Whoa, it's firm.
Yep. Whoa. Hey! Whoa, yeah!
Should move it
again, it's Tetley and Bailey now. Trying to hold it up, gotta find the hole. Cross the face just a bit, no, crash in front. And Kevin Martin won't have to throw his last one. He has his 2, and he'll pick up the skin. And that's $4,000 for Kevin Martin. As a frustrated Wayne Middaugh heads back to the other end. Kevin Martin picks up the $4,000 to stretch his lead through 6 here in the final of the McCain TSN Skins game from St. John's, Newfoundland.
This sports break is brought to you by Seiko Kinetic. Someday, all watches will be made this way.
Hey everybody, James Duffy back in the TSN newsroom. Well, the Houston Astros are out of the Roger Clemens sweepstakes. They say his demands for a new contract were just too much.
We are opposed to trying to acquire someone via trade, and also, if you will, look at this as a potential free agent signing where you must renegotiate a contract as if that player was a free agent. And quite frankly, we were absolutely stunned and really outraged at the demands presented by the agent yesterday.
Now, the Jays have traded Woody Williams, Carlos Almanzar, and a minor leaguer to San Diego for starting pitcher Joey Hamilton. NFL Denver Broncos perfect season over. They lose to the Giants. More curling right after this break.
Wake up to the taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. Perfect taste and texture because McCain makes them waffle iron thick to stay fluffy on the inside, toasting up gold and crisp on the outside. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. The perfect waffle taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. Wake up to the perfect waffle taste of McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles.
I'm often asked, are there any good people, genuine people left in pro sports? Just in time for the holidays, I've got an answer. There are at least 3.
Never give up in sport and play clean. I think good things will happen.
I'd like to open up a group home for at-risk youth. And so there's just a ton of things I'd like to do. I don't think there's enough life for me to do it all.
I'm there because I love the game and I want to play the best golf that I can.
The Dave Hodge Special, TSN Thursday.
Welcome back to the St. John's Curling Club, the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins game. And while in Newfoundland, the competitors are the guests of the Holiday Inn St. John's. Ground transportation for competitors of the McCain TSN Skins game have been supplied by Budget Rent-A-Car at beautiful Kitty Bitty Lake. And furniture television sets for the St. John's Curling Club have been supplied courtesy Cohen's Home Furniture. It's going to be a busy time for TSN here in Newfoundland. The next couple of months we'll go to the other side of Newfoundland to Corner Brook for the Canada Winter Games, beginning with the opening ceremonies on February 20th and hosted at beautiful Marble Mountain. John Wells, Jim Van Horn, Paul Romanek, John Gallagher will all be on hand. Closing ceremonies March the 6th, the 1999 Canada Winter Games from Corner Brook, Newfoundland, here on TSN. $15,200 so far on Kevin Martin's side of the ledger, 7,600 for Wayne Middaugh as we begin play here in 7, and the skin is worth $4,400. Wayne Middaugh with the hammer, looking to score 2.
Well, then we talked about it in the break that if Wayne's theory is correct about the brushing being the major factor out there.
Go, baby, go!
He kind of got caught on that last shot of his because it looks like he threw it well, and they stayed off it all the way, and then they got on too late and couldn't hold it. So they had to get on it a little early, hold it, and then let it break a little bit. So it was one of those situations where he was kind of caught in the middle, because he threw it pretty well. We're right behind the sheet, obviously, and he was coming right out at us, and he was certainly up the pike, and he had what I would consider the right weight for what he was playing. So they just left it, and it moved. Couldn't get it back.
Real good. Here it goes. Here it goes. No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Don Bartlett's first stone barely makes it across the hog line, and this is Scott Bailey now, the lead for Wayne Middaugh.
Yeah, it took off for some reason.
In the last end, it really was Kevin Martin's team that ended up with some good angles. It was actually some mistakes by both Don Walchuk and Ian Tetley that assisted that whole thing. So we'll see if the lineup of stones is better this end for the Middaugh team.
Yeah, quite a bit more than last.
Go around it.
We don't really want anything deep, though, Don. Really.
No, Kevin's absolutely right. The rocks in the back of the 8-foot aren't going to help you.
Might grind him. Okay.
Back ring. Okay.
They're no good to you. I mean, sure, there's some form of backing, but in this situation, you're trying to steal, or, you know, your position is steal. Middaugh
Clean.
has to get 2.
Clean. Up. Clean. Up. Whoa. Whoa. Off. Right off. No. Come hard.
You want this to curl across the face and kind of flip in front of your own.
Finish.
No.
All right.
One more stop before the Christmas break will be in Thunder Bay for the JVC TSN Women's Skins game next week. Shannon Clybrink, the defending champion from Calgary, Kathy Vorse, the reigning Canadian champion, Sandra Schmirler, Olympic gold medal winner, and Sherry Anderson from Saskatchewan, former Saskatchewan champion, the leading money winner on the JVC Women's Tour. Those will be our 4 teams next week in Thunder Bay.
The Alberta-Saskatchewan matchup.
Well, line's pretty good. Clean it.
And if those skips are watching this game, this is fairly typical skins play. As we said, we didn't really see it in the semifinals, but there's a lot we can learn about angles and freezes and come-arounds in this game.
Hard. Good. That's good. Shot, Rudy. Very nice. Good shot.
Here. Top 12. And just short skip.
Ian Tetley as we play second stones.
Where is it? Lots of room. Lots of room. Lots of room.
It took very little ice in this spot.
Coming down. Lots of room. It's good here. Curling. Yep. Whoa. Is it here? Is it here? There. Whoa, if it's here. It's there. Whoa, just freeze. There. Just freeze. Shot.
Edge of the 4-foot to get to the button.
Yeah, we go into the yellow much. Like, Tet threw his here, eh? So I can give you a there, I guess.
That's what we talk about, is being so sensitive to weight and the positioning of the broom, because if you get, on the other hand of what he just said, if you get a little bit outside it, it'll stay out there.
Wait's all the way there.
The edge of the 4-foot band is very critical. They're taking right on the edge of it as they're throwing. You'll see it stay out and break late.
Off. Gotta go pretty quick.
Gotta go.
Whoa. I got it. Freeze it. Hurry. Line's perfect. Hurt. Whoa.
Lovely shot by Rudy.
Well, I tell you what, he's shaken off his early nerves. Rudy Ramcharan comes back with 2 beauties here in 7.
Now that is a freeze, isn't it?
Clean, yep. Through. How's the wave? Oh. Line's good. Yep. Lots of wave. Hard! Hurry! Come on, hard!
Bailey McCarroll trying to hold it, get it by. They do.
Great shot.
Great rushing.
Shot girl.
What?
Oh, guard. Guard. Yeah. Right here. Yeah. A little over halfway.
Room. Whoa.
I got him.
Okay, line's not bad. Whoa. Looks like a lot of weight. No, weight's good. Okay, well. Wait for it. Yep, hard now. Come on, hard. Don't want to leave an out-turn hole. Hard. Okay, that's good. That's good. Nice shot, Don.
No, normal.
Running back the guard onto the block in the top of the forefoot.
Whoa, firm too.
Graham McCarroll.
Whoa.
Firm.
Whoa.
Come across enough and then drive it straight back. Past the stones. No, it'll crash in front.
Very close.
Pretty scary now.
Oh, yeah.
A pretty scary aspect of it. There's a
Still gotta
black
go here,
stone
don't
that
we?
can be moved up.
This is a Middaugh stone. He's got this one here that he could catch, one over here, catch on the angle.
Room. Whoa. Now, whoa.
Gotta move.
Whoa. It's way out there.
Yeah, you got it outside.
Gotta move.
Okay, it's coming out. Hard. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good shot.
Don.
Got a little bit of overlap. Does that take it away?
I don't think so. Don't think so, Vic. Black onto yellow.
To leave him lying two. The two that he needs to pick up the skin.
Right out. In the run.
Graham's having all sorts of troubles in this spot.
Everybody has in this spot, this particular spot.
That or up.
Yeah.
Right down here.
Oh, pretty good.
Guard the guard, eh?
Oh, he's got this chip in on his own, but over there. Guard's fine.
I think I like guarding the guard. He's got nothing down the middle. Give him a chance to smash something.
I like it.
The guard.
Yeah.
I like the guard. Yeah.
This is the chip in that Don Walchuk mentioned onto this one here. But the run back onto the black one is easier, so he's going to guard the guard.
Kevin Martin's first.
A lot of room.
Oh, yeah, but it's not going to curl. It's too much ice.
Leave it up
good.
high.
Line's good.
Line's
Get
good.
it
Leave
over.
it up high.
Well, line's real nice.
Plenty of weight. We don't want to set him up. We're close to the other one.
Hurry.
Don't line him up.
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. Fine. Well,
Shot.
That was great communication from Don Bartlett. Kevin had thrown it so that it was hanging out. We know it's a straight spot. Don was calling out to make sure they watched the line, not just where it was going to stop as far as distance out. So they didn't set up a yellow raise.
How do you make it? That's the ruddy street. Just got to try and hair. Almost nose.
Just off nose. I don't know if we get any out of it.
Yeah. Just a hair high side.
I'm not sure we get any.
Right in the middle of the rock? On the one. Got to give me a bit.
That much? It's lots.
Whoa!
In the sixth end, he tried to find the hole, Middaugh, and suddenly it curled on him. But you say that he may have made a brushing mistake here.
Well, I think he talked to me before the game about the Russians being able to do it. They just didn't get to that early enough.
Trying to open things up.
Jump. Good shot. Good.
Got them both.
Sit.
And there's somebody that's looking for everything to be still available. Wayne was talking to that yellow one, saying for it to sit. Yeah, it belongs to Kevin Martin, but it could be used by Wayne Middaugh if Kevin blocks off the path down the center.
Kevin's going to have a run back, though, with hitting a Martin Stone yellow onto black, that's for sure.
Longer the better, eh?
Yeah, they want this one, you're right, Ray, they want this one as close to the hog line as they can so they don't set up an easy run back.
Mine's pretty nice.
No, we've got room.
Right on. You're ready.
Finish it, though, please.
Hard! Come on! Hard! Come on, hard!
They're trying to get it to move over.
Okay, good.
Except it was way too close together.
They had to bring it closer because it was hanging out to get the late movement.
There's a situation if you hit the yellow, the yellow out front onto the black, the yellow stone out of the front onto this black one here, it'll remove that, and the yellow one, if it sits right there.
Well, if you hit it on the nose, you just got to hope this one sits here. Yeah. You throw it with peel? Yeah, I think so. Right in the middle of the rock, don't you think? Okay.
Here's the rock I was talking about.
They can sit too, as long as the black one, top 4 foot, doesn't bounce too much.
None of them really. The only thing I'm worried is I can make this one only get one.
Yeah. You can make it for 2 as well, though, I think, Linda. I agree with you. Absolutely, if you hit it properly. I'm not suggesting it's easy. I'm just suggesting it's there.
Final stone in 7. It's worth $4,400. Run it back for a possible 2. Here we go. Drive it back. Catch it. No. Hit it at the wrong angle. 1 yellow. It's a steal of 1 for Martin. Steal of the skin at $4,400. The defending champion starting to run away with it. Kevin Martin up to 19,006 through 7 here in St. John's, Newfoundland.
Fed up with stubborn, wobbly, and flying screws? Well, Mastercraft has the perfect solution, and it fits any drill. The 15-piece BitLock drill and driver set, another quality product from Mastercraft.
It includes the BitLock magnetic screw guide. Just slip in one of the 7 bits. Phillips, square head, or slotted, slide the sleeve over, and it locks the bit, and your screw sticks, so you can drive it in firm and straight.
And for a perfect finish on wood, there's a reversible drill and driver set.
Just click the drill and driver shaft into the adapter. In one move, it will pre-drill the hole, then countersink it. Now flip it, and drive the screw straight and flush, without changing tools or bits.
The Mastercraft kit also comes with a high-torque driver with a flip-out power lever, giving you 4 times your regular turning power to conquer even the most stubborn screws.
Transform any drill into a powerful screwdriver with the Mastercraft 15-piece BitLock drill and driver set, all for just $29.99. Mastercraft, available at Canadian Tire.
Canadians are finding new ways to serve up McCain instant mashed potatoes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
McCain, made from real potatoes to enjoy any way you like in just minutes.
We got real potato flavor in an instant.
So stir up real potato flavor with McCain mashed potatoes in the new resealable flavor lock pouch. McCain, real potato flavor in an instant.
St. John's Harbor, as it's coming up to 6:45, 6:45. St. John's time, 5 skins and 19.6 to Martin so far. Middaugh is stuck at 7,600. And yes, Martin is 1 skin away from clinching the championship, defending the title he won a year ago in Cranbrook. And you would never know it, certainly by Martin's face, but that is a frustrated Wayne Middaugh sitting right there.
I think the last end especially, that you could begin to feel the tension earlier, and we showed the end of the 6th end when Wayne Middaugh didn't make that shot through the hole. The last end, there were several in a row, Ray. They tried in the same spot. The runbacks that just, they thought maybe fell, but certainly ran too straight and got nothing out of them.
With that kind of weight, Linda, it's really you have to hit where you place the broom because you're not looking for any curl, but it's almost like they back a little bit, but you're just a fraction with that kind of weight. You're just a fraction of an inch full to your target.
A little bit.
You're dead.
Standing room only crowd settles in, more than 800 here at the St. John's Curling Club as we begin play in the 8th and playing for $4,400. Linda Ray, the organizing committee headed by Glenn Goss, would like to say hello to Jenny Shears in Stephenville, Newfoundland, who is an avid curler and supporter. Couldn't be able to be with them this weekend, and they wanted to wish her well, and so do we, to Jenny Shears.
Line's good. Just for weight. Line's good. Pull if you can. Off if you can. Wow.
Girl.
Where you go? Giddy up.
And there.
Ray, Vic, Linda, great job.
Thank you very much.
Back soon.
Indeed. And our compliments to you, Glenn Goss, chairman of the host committee, and all your volunteers for making us feel so welcome. Newfoundland hospitality is something very special.
Lots of weight.
Whoa, then off. Lots of room. How's the weight? All right, off for line.
Well, this is one of the first times, Ray, we've seen them try this shot. You showed us in reading the ice before the game began what it might do on these wider draws around the guards.
Maybe not.
Before we'd seen the intern come continually down the ice.
That one just sat
That's all right.
Just sat there.
Try this way. I gotta go that way.
Wayne Middaugh actually had, for him, the kind of shot that he likes to play. That angle raise was there for 2.
Not heavy. Room. Got room.
Lots of room.
Easy. Getting better. Getting better. Line's good. Oh, room. Whoa. Off if you can. Line's gonna be good. Getting better. Hurry. Come on, boys. Shot, Scott.
Got a little late finish there.
Middaugh with the hammer, looking to score the 2 for the skin. He cannot afford to let Martin have it.
Let's watch this. He's taking about 6 inches into the edge of the 8-foot with the brush for the out-turn draw come around.
Line's pretty good. Clean it.
See how much curl we'll get here.
It's an important shot that Rudy's throwing. If he doesn't get there first, Middaugh can kind of close off that side of the house.
Come on. Back it up. Come on.
Okay, whoa, off. Whoa.
He made a great shot last end, and he's going to look like he got another one here.
Hard.
Off.
Right up. Shot, Rudy.
Great shot.
Yeah, wonderful curling, and it's nice to see him bounce back. Rudy Rumcharan.
Well, this is where numbers aren't telling the full tale. Cash on the board belongs mostly to Martin. Big shooting percentages belong mostly to the Middaugh team.
Just for weight. Just for weight. It's fine. It's a curl. Oh, it's going to curl. Come on, no, right off. Fudge.
Difference is he's just got it just outside on the white. And then it just stayed there. And a little bit more weight than what Rudy had.
Just pull it back a little bit, Rude. Same shot.
Same weight.
Kevin Martin has just made some spectacular shots, but all the numbers are starting to come up for the Martin team. You can feel the momentum swinging. You can, as we mentioned, feel the frustration of the Middaugh team, and that's showing a little bit in the shots.
Right off. Wider than last time.
Oh, whoa. Wow. I don't want to
No
pick.
line, no line. Yeah, but it's...
I needed to pick way out there.
We're back 12. Yeah, we're in trouble here. Yeah.
That works.
We'll
For
see.
second.
For a second, yeah.
Wayne Middaugh with his 35,008 in the final against Doran Johnson in '96 is the richest win so far. $43,500, the total prize money, plus the winner's bonus of $12,000 available in this year's final, the 10th anniversary.
Clean. Yep. Whoa. On the roll. Hard. Whoa.
That's a great shot by Ian.
Top 8.
We've already discussed in this hand that Middaugh cannot lose the skin. So he'd love to get his 2 points and pick it up, but he cannot afford to lose it. It's much better to carry it over, keep himself alive.
Don Walchuk.
This is one of those setup shots. They're not trying to get in to be shot stone. Something near the top of the 8
That
foot.
don't matter. Top 8.
It's got to be in front someplace.
Mine's perfect. Top 8 only, though.
Wow.
Whoa, not deep. Whoa.
Full 8.
Yeah, but...
Okay, top 4.
Yeah.
You heard Kevin's comments. We don't need to say anything.
You're going to hammer that out. You like? It's a pretty tough inside roll, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You like that?
Okay.
Feel?
Okay. Clean.
He angled
Whoa.
double to get rid of 2 yellow stones. Graham McCarroll. Uh-oh, Bailey nearly takes the tumble, and now he'll back it up and leave Middaugh lying 2.
I tried to catch up, and he waxed my broom, eh?
Ian hit his broom, and that made a little loss of balance. Good recovery by Bailey.
So you think we're not athletes, eh?
Just hack weight.
It's a sprint.
Wonderful shot by Graham McCarroll.
Yeah. Plenty of weight. Okay. Hard. Come on. Hard. Come on. Hard. No.
Okay.
Well.
Oh, he's coming around.
Yeah, he's coming for
One way
sure.
or the other, right?
Split the top.
No. Probably you go here.
Go there.
Lead him the intern.
All right. Quick here.
Out turn, come around. Yes, you are quick.
Top 8. Right here.
Line.
Line to line. Room. Wait till it gets in. Whoa. Not yet. Not yet. No.
Whoa.
It's right there.
Whoa.
Lots of room. Wow. Gotta sit. Whoa. Picking. Gotta sit.
It's breaking now.
Pretty good.
Very nice shot.
Just a reminder, Sports Desk with James Duffy, immediately following our coverage of this McCain TSN Skins game from here in St. John's, Newfoundland. Sports Desk on TSN.
We can't afford to, like if we happen to hit that a little bit thick, right, go across the top, we're not going to have a shot.
No, I know. I hit it on the inside.
Yeah.
Just make it.
All right. Just off the nose, eh? Just kiss that 6 on the way by. That's what you're thinking, right?
Well, I was thinking this.
Oh, I'm thinking that, but like off that 6 and do it the other way, right?
Yeah.
So just about on the nose. Just about on the nose. Oh, boy. Got it. Just slightly off the nose. Huh?
Which turn are you throwing?
I wasn't going to tell you till we did it. In.
With this kind of weight, it doesn't really matter.
Running it back to try and spill 2, open it up. And he gets nothing, but he does open it up.
He started that right out of his hand, and it was gone right away.
Yeah, sorry, guys. All right.
No, he's apologizing for it. He knows.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he has not thrown very many bad ones. That was probably the worst one he's thrown all day.
You gotta go here.
He got that started right away, as you say.
Give him the triple again. What do you like? Or do you tap that? Then he just comes and bumps this a bit. You gotta take that away a bit, don't you?
Well, I guess if it's sort of semi-split it, you can do that, right?
Yeah, you just play tight to that one. Right here. Right there, I think is ideal. Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, you just don't want to leave him a little come around tap. You want him throwing a howitzer. What's that? You want him throwing a howitzer.
Right there.
Just past there. Top 8's pretty good.
What is Wayne's thinking, Linda, in terms of want to throw the howitzer, the big weight, as compared to a little tap?
The best way Kevin Martin can get out of this end is to play a quiet tap on shot rock, and so Wayne doesn't want him having that chance. He's going to try and block off that possibility and only give him a high hard one.
Whoa, should be loud. How's the weight? Yeah, it's there. Line's good. Whoa. Yep, clean, yep. Whoa. Where are you? Yeah, you're top 4. Whoa.
Let's do it, Cracks.
Yep. Whoa.
Now he's giving him the pocket to play into.
Yeah, it's too deep. You take that rock and move it back to the top of the 8-foot. As he mentioned himself, it's better. But he does give the...
Okay. Even if you just move it an inch for shot.
Yeah, but you know, he can just throw it down the center line, right? Well, mind you, he might knock his own out.
Well, no, that's not going to get by here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right there.
A little more ice.
You see, if I get this in the right spot, Middaugh's going to have trouble getting it out without eliminating some of the black. It's very fast down this spot. I'm sure he'll give it to the sweepers.
There by itself. Hey, well, there by itself for bumping.
Yeah, well.
How's the weight now? We're bumping. Still lots.
Well,
coming down. Yep. Lots of weight down. We're
Final
bumping.
stone for Kevin Martin.
Whoa.
Needs to sit right there.
Try.
Now, he is shot stone. That is the steel point. That would give him the skin. That would give him the win. But can Middaugh get him out?
Anything, as long as I get by the top, like, yeah. There's no way I can peel everything, is there? No. Right on the nose.
The problem is there's separation, and Wayne can throw right down center line and blast the yellow one out.
Right on the nose.
And leave himself lying 2. He'll probably kill the one at the back of the button, correct? I mean, that'll drive yellow onto that black.
It will, for sure. Could even kill the other one, Vic.
But he'll leave himself 1 at least. Or the shooter will stay there, too, so that'll be his second point. Here we go, Bailey. Tetley. Need to hit it right on the nose to save the skin. That's the way to do it, and he's still alive. That's what the skins is all about. Middaugh picks up $4,400. He's not done yet here in St. John's. Looks like a turkey.
So I finally get to see your place.
Yeah, this is, it.
It's interesting.
Hey, you want to go out for pizza?
Can't they deliver? I mean, can't we stay in?
Okay. Wait here and I'll...
In goes McCain Rising Crust Pizza. The crust rises up crispy and tender.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
It's loaded with toppings.
It's good.
Yeah?
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's fast, too. They always deliver to your back door?
Yeah.
McCain Rising Crust Pizza. Who can tell it from takeout?
Or sore throat? Aren't you glad you have friends? Like Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges. They even make nasal passages feel clearer. So try Fisherman's Friend medicated lozenges with over 100 years of effectiveness.
Sanding any surface that isn't flat is back-breaking work for hands. But the Dremel Contour Sander gives hands a break. With any changeable contours, you get a hand finish without the hand work. The Dremel Contour Sander, hands just can't say enough good things about it.
Say you want to download something from the internet. You can do it at 28.8. You can do it at 56K. Or you can get fast internet technology from Nortel Networks and do it more than 30 times faster. Visit our website and be faster to the net. With the NHL and Nortel Networks, how the world shares ideas.
Well, there's no doubt when it's the shot to keep you alive, it has to be the key shot. Wade Middaugh.
You want steam? I'll give you steam. Right down the center line. Good brushing, stayed on it all the way. Not that I was helping that baby, but there's your points.
To give him the skin, and so now he's within $7,600. The skin is worth $5,500. And Martin will have the hammer looking to score the 2. Scott Bailey.
Now this is the time of the game where it'll be interesting to see the strategy. Obviously, Kevin Martin's looking for a skin and Wayne Middaugh can't allow it, but it'll be interesting to see how hard Middaugh goes to look at a steal as opposed to look at a carryover.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday. Actually, Guy Hemmings and I discussed it. Vic and I, Peters and I discussed it. And the Peters team and I this morning talked about it a little bit. You know, do you want to try to steal, or do you want to try and run it? You know, maybe even try and run it as far as a shootout, Linda. This is where the strategy enters into the game.
A lot of weight.
And of course, that is why Wayne Middaugh brought the first rock into the house instead of leaving it out in front. He doesn't want to leave a bunch of come-arounds and a chance of giving up a skin. He'll see what happens here.
It's another must-win for Middaugh, or at least force the carryover.
And this situation now with that rock slipping into the rings allows Wayne Middaugh to hit it. If they're looking for the corner guard there, so Don Bartlett was, you know, that is not a good shot, and not the shot that was asked for, of course. He was calling for the corner.
He's played all draws so far and was throwing 78%, but that's a big miss for Don Bartlett.
Okay.
Now what'll Kevin do? Will he make the decision himself, you know?
Top 12.
Staying on the offense.
Easy. There. Wait's there. Wayne. Wayne for line. Okay, let's freeze it here, guys. Freeze it here. It's going to overcurl. Come on.
Hurry. Hard. Come on.
Hard for line, come on! Right up!
No.
Well, I think Wayne Middaugh's made his statement, don't you, Linda?
I do.
Phil!
Ian Tetley.
Eliminate yellow stones is the goal of Ian Tetley and the team.
Oh, am I losing everything? Trying to go right to the center line.
Mentioned Rudy had brought his numbers up, but he is still being out-curled. Ian Tetley with the plus through 8. And all 8s for Ian.
For those of you who don't know, the plus is given when you
Outshoot the opposing lead, second, third, or skip by 5 percentage points or more.
Top 12. Right here.
Top 12. Yeah.
Well.
Oh.
Yep. Hard. Okay, that's fine. Good.
shot, Rudy.
Nice shot.
Just quite top 8.
Feel weight.
Are we heading towards a carryover here?
We certainly are. One bad jam, though, Linda, can turn that around.
Just clean. Yep.
Very true.
Yep. Hard. Hey.
When they throw the big weight, though, they can spill it a little more easily, even if they do touch the other one like that.
They actually like getting rid of that one on the button, Vic.
Why is that?
Because they're playing for the carryover. That's one less stone that Kevin Martin can freeze to.
Now remember, thinking ahead here, if we do carry it over and we go to the 10th end and we add the $6,400 to it, it would be Middaugh with the hammer. And they're looking to score the 2 and the $12,000 bonus as well going to the winner, so lots of money.
Lovely. Okay.
It'll be interesting, Vic, you know, if they get down to that, you can see what Wayne's thinking of is, you know, if I can get a carryover here, I'll get the hammer, and then I'll maybe take my chances, and then maybe the fact that you may want to push it right through the shootout.
Yep.
To be back to the draw to the button before the event started, Wayne Middaugh was very close to the button, a few centimeters, I think it was, Vic, in that first draw to the button for $1,000.
All the way. Hard. Never go.
Well, that right off, Kevin will try and tuck it behind.
Well, that's the first time in the 2 days we've seen this.
A corner guard, eh, Victor?
Mm-hmm.
In case our viewers don't know, of course, you and our Vice President Keith Pelly are the backup front end for the Middaugh team. So,
and that's what the team has been doing.
Yeah,
backing up.
We just saw the numbers for the thirds, and Don Walchuk, a hit percentage of 54%. I don't think I would believe that before we came to today. He is usually so accurate with his takeouts.
Clean. Hurt.
We'll see if he can get the draw in this case.
A little heavier over here.
Not going to make it.
Great line, just fudged on him.
You can hear the difference too in the brush.
Yeah, you can.
You get out that
taking the pebble, you can hear the pebble,
yeah, can't you?
Which is not broken there.
Yep.
Keen eyes and keen ears.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
Graham McCarroll.
Hard. Hurry. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Sure. Yep.
Get her in the 8-foot. That's good. Shot. Shot, Graham.
Remember that blanking is not really an issue. Blanking, you lose the hammer, so even if that rock had rolled all the way out and Kevin Martin would have had a chance to blank, it still would have meant he lost the hammer.
I think, Linda, if you look down your list, there's only been one steal. Is that correct in saying that?
It was a steal in 7 by Martin.
So the money's changed hands with last rock.
Oh, how many steals were yesterday? Do you remember in that Peters Martin semifinal?
Right.
4? Was it 4?
Martin gave up 1. I'd have to look back and see how many he got.
I think it was 4. It was a much different game, and as you both have said, more typical of the Skins format today.
Do you think you'll throw this hard, Linda? Where's your percentages?
Yeah, I mentioned Don Walchuk struggling a little bit. Both skips hit percentages lower than we normally see, and their draws have been pretty well bang on today.
Hard, right in. Clean. Shot.
Kevin will just try and tuck it around the one that's in the 8-foot. Haven't got much to hide behind after all those.
Past his, eh?
All those all appeals.
Could he play a freeze as a way to get something going too, if he wanted to? Or
he wouldn't be shot then, but if he can just get it in, just tuck it in here behind this one here and make the hit more difficult.
Line's tight.
No, line's fine. Line's good.
Well,
Kevin Martin has played very, very well in this game.
Tighter.
Plenty of weight. Well, then just leave it.
Are we
Early
through?
part of the game, he kind of kept his team alive. And
we're close to being through, actually.
Wow.
That's fine. Fine.
Feel it intern?
Right? Yeah. To be firm. I would turn down the center line.
they want to peel and roll out on this
Yeah,
one.
okay,
They don't want to
whatever.
sit there. That would allow Kevin Martin to play a quiet nose hit. I think they want to make him draw. Linda?
I think you're right, although looking at the numbers, his draws have been pretty good today.
Yep.
yeah, the hits he would have played though more difficult, leading to lower numbers.
Very true.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Yep, hard.
Final stone for Wayne Middaugh.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the best one.
They'll throw it away, and they won't even throw it. So now that's interesting.
I'd rather have you have the $5 grand than the half.
Now, I think what he's done is he conceded the money? I think he has.
He has,
Interesting. He's conceded the money to take the hammer. He's given away the $5,500, elected to take the hammer. Kevin Martin.
Hope for a little good fortune in the next 15 minutes.
Boy. So when we come back,
Steal out again?
we'll be playing for $18,000 plus.
Is what happens in the final game. Is if it's tied, it's on that.
You know, there's a remarkable new tool right now at Canadian Tire that makes a lot of existing tools seem outdated. I'm talking about RoboGrip pliers from Mastercraft. You see, RoboGrip's special design allows it to self-adjust to most any size job with a simple squeeze of the handles.
That's right. No screws or levers to set. Just squeeze and turn. Plus, it's spring-loaded for one-handed operation, not like these regular pliers.
And it comes in 2 sizes, so it's perfect for most any job. Rounded nuts, pipes, flat surfaces, irregular-shaped objects. And its offset head allows for easy access to those tight spots.
And RoboGrip's laminated jaw construction makes it so strong, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The new self-adjusting Mastercraft RoboGrip is so versatile, you'll find it indispensable in your house, your garage, even in the garden. So don't wait. Get your RoboGrip pliers today. Available exclusively at Canadian Tire.
The price to pop just dropped. Win
Wake up to the taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. Perfect taste and texture because McCain makes them waffle iron thick to stay fluffy on the inside, toasting up gold and crisp on the outside. McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles. The perfect waffle taste that makes every day feel like a weekend. Wake up to the perfect waffle taste of McCain Gold and Crisp Waffles.
So here we go. We're down to the final end of play in this 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins game. This final end is worth $6,400. It'll determine the winner, and the winner's bonus is $12,000. And so, of course, this final end of play is worth $18,400. And it caught us by surprise, quite honestly.
Yeah, I think it caught everybody by surprise, Vic. I mean, he handed him $5,500 to get that hammer. It's the first time I've seen that.
I don't even think a hammer in the space shuttle is worth that much money. I know. Well, I knew the toilet seat was once $20,000 or something, but a hammer.
But he just said, here, I want the hammer going home, and there's $18,400 at stake, as you've already alluded to, and I wanted this hammer, and let's not forget one other thing.
5 rocks.
The winner comes back next year,
That's
so
right.
there's a lot more money at stake.
But is it worth it? Linda?
Well, if we go back to statistics, both overall and for this year's skins competition, the team with the hammer has more often taken the skin, and that's what Kevin Martin is banking on.
So in comes Scott Bailey, and his first stone is back 4.
Yeah, now Don Bartlett's got to get this one out in front after a $5,500 giveaway. The way you get 2 points is to get the corner going. See, that what happened last time, the Don Bartlett's first stone slipped into the rings, allowed Wayne Middaugh just to play the end wide open.
I caught something.
Thank you, guys. Come on.
They were dusting it. Don Walchuk was dusting it, and then he got off it. But it looks like it's coming back enough for them. Don's mad.
I still got to hear with Pickens.
Change turn, too.
He was going to clean it, and they told him right off. He moved his broom away, and it caught something.
The difference in money so far is $2,100 in favor of Kevin Martin, but it's all on the line here in 10.
This is where your nerves have to be steady and...
Right here.
And, of course, as well as being the champion, you get a trip back to next year's McCain TSN Skins game to be played in Whitehorse in the Yukon, and then the prize money will be $105,000 total prize money. So.
My good friend Alfie Phillips once wrote, the mind creates a fear of failure. This fear spreads down through the body until it reaches your legs and turns them into jelly. And $18,400 will do that to almost anybody.
It'll give you the rubber legs, I'm sure. Don Bartlett.
Hurt. Hard for line. Hard for line. Real hard. Really hard, guys. Hard. Come on, bounce it off. Come on. Hard. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's all right.
Well, we were talking about how important it is to have the hammer, and I did say overall, 38% of the time teams have won a skin with hammer. This year in skins play, the hammer has been even more important. 52% of the skins have been won with the hammer. That's why the cash was handed over in 9, and Kevin Martin kept the hammer for 10.
Keep in mind that if Kevin Martin doesn't score the 2 points, he bought for $5,500 the opportunity to score the 2. He can get the single, get the carryover, and get the shootout, the draw to the button.
Line's perfect.
That will certainly be exciting.
Whoa, hit the frost. Okay, Ted. Whoa, sit down. Whoa. Shot.
Middaugh without the hammer is lying 2.
Every shot is so important at this stage, obviously.
full house. Came to see the excitement, and they're
Lots
certainly
of weight.
getting what they paid for.
Lots of room. Line's pretty good. Wow. Wow, looks like tonnage, eh?
A lot of weight. Back 12. Coming down.
There's that out-turn spot
Yeah,
that runs
line's
pretty straight.
perfect, but just too heavy.
Yeah, just a little too much weight.
Hey, good try.
Kevin Martin, the defending champion, and you can see how these two have dominated this competition, and of course Middaugh with Howard in '93.
Which Wayne Middaugh was part of.
Just for weight. Whoa, clean. Okay, now, whoa. Whoa, lots of room.
With the right weight, it'll come down, and by that we mean curl.
Lots of weight.
He's got lots of weight here again.
Get in the yard. Get in there.
Baby.
Come on. Sit down. There. Come on. Grow teeth.
Just a little strong.
Okay.
Not a good shot.
About the worst place you could have put it.
Even top 8 foot's good there, Linda, if you get a little bit of a curl. I mean, even. Top 8 foot is great. Top 4 foot is wonderful.
How many last, Kevin? Last.
A little less. The line was good last time, though.
Straighter.
But you do have to give these to the brushers. It is straight, but with the perfect weight as it hits the yellow path in the middle, it will curl.
Well,
We're bumping, only if we have to.
Whoa, then, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
Stay close. He's going to pump.
Jeez, we can't fit.
It's too heavy all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too strong as well. Same as Ian's.
Okay.
Ooh, dear. This is not working out very well for Kevin at this stage, but things can turn around.
Right here. Right on it.
Kevin still has the one guard center line fairly tight to the house that can be used.
Room. Room, just for weight. Lots of room.
Graham throws so quick he doesn't allow the fear to get there. He's got lots of weight here too, I think.
We're definitely to it.
No, don't even look at it.
Come on.
Yep.
Too strong, and he threw it outside.
Yep.
Now, Ray, you talked about what sometimes happens with pressure, but the other thing that happens when you're very into the game and excited about the finish is a little bit of adrenaline pumping, and it looks like they're just driving too hard from the hack.
Hey?
What's that?
What are we playing?
Double. Hit and roll. Double. It's fairly square, though, eh?
Thick.
Out turn.
Down to 3:30 and counting for this Martin team. As they play third stones, 3 one-minute timeouts still available. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Graham's shot was absolutely the perfect spot for John Walchuk, and now Wayne Middaugh's in big-time trouble.
But to get that to back up and to come over now, these two played follow the leader here.
Yeah, the angles of the stones just right to make contact. Look at that.
First one.
There's a guard out in front that's protecting the yellows as well.
This out-turn is tricky.
Clean.
You got to get it out. If you don't...
Yep. Line's good. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, guys. Whoa. Just for weight. Just for weight. Lots of room. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where is it?
Yeah, it's awfully good.
Whoa.
Oh, doesn't need us.
Finish.
Doesn't need us.
Finish. Yep. Hard.
That out-turn has not finished all week long.
Could just throw a guard, too. Time out.
There's the first.
Yeah, I guess we got a pile of them left, eh?
How many we got left? 2 yet, right? 2 more.
What's he got?
Boom. Hey? What are you thinking?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking guard, but right now he doesn't have nothing on this side, you know?
Sure he does.
What?
Well, no.
He can't get in off it.
Just because it's awful thin, right? Jam it sideways.
Oh.
Wow. 10.
Yeah.
we guard, but the problem is he bangs that. That's dangerous. I don't like the guard, really. You don't like it? No.
Oh, we could play hit and roll off that.
I agree with Kevin. The black one just in front of the house scares me too.
Play hit and roll off that?
That's not bad. Well, if you can get just a piece around right to here, then we're set, right? Freeze it here, of course, that's great.
Tough if you leave it out.
If you leave it out, then we're in trouble, right?
Well, I'm not going to be heavy.
That's the shot that Linda was talking about. They were talking about hitting this.
Time out again, Doug. Time out again. Keep knocking them there.
Rolling over.
You know, or, hey, do something stupid, you know?
Drawing in here.
Want to leave a guard? Guard. Tight.
There's a rock right out in front out here.
Like right now, this is really quite good. You know, this 8's stuck, you know? Let's guard it up.
Yeah. So in the process, they've used 2 timeouts, 1 still remaining for Martin, who is just under now, 3 minutes, 2:57, as Walchuk will throw his second.
Well, the big question here, and it's an interesting one, did Kevin Martin give away $5,500 to make 18-4 and a trip
Mind over
back?
curl. Keep it straight. Where are we at? Tight.
If I was playing this guard, I would try and get it so that it's in a position where it could be moved up if you need it.
Easy. Yep. Oh. Very good.
That's a good spot.
Don.
Now, it doesn't take that outside shot away, though, does it?
Nope.
Didn't come deep enough.
No, but that's what they decided. They decided to lift this rock off the side, see what
Gets a second
Middaugh
shot.
would do.
It's fine.
No. Then peels it out.
Oh, you notice here, now it's a jockey. You got a rocking position.
Hit it a hair high side, and how ugly is that? You don't even have a shot. What's that?
You got to play this one.
I'm trying to create a last shot, too. Yeah, we're trying. If you don't beat that, though, Ian.
Yeah, if you take that one out, if you take that one out, we're in big trouble.
Yeah. At least if you just end up kind of peeling this right onto the side of that one.
Shot half buried.
Right onto the side of that one. You should leave a shot rock buried frozen. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I mean, too. Even if I just get one of them out, it's right. It's not awful. Should run dead straight up the sheet, eh? Yeah. Just a hair high side. Yeah. Okay. I don't think we got a ton of options. We got to open it up for my next one, so he has to guard. We got to get away in there.
They've taken their second timeout as well. Team Middaugh.
This is exciting, is it not? This is terrific.
18-4 on the line, and the game, and a trip back, and a trip to Whitehorse.
They're literally on the edge of their seats here. Everybody's up on the edge of their seats. It's a full house. Good.
The way the rock comes in could do all sorts of things. Middaugh knows he has to have a chance with his last, so objective 1 is to open it up, but he can get rid of something in the house.
Now, he's had trouble with his angles earlier. Will he make this one? No. And did he kill a stone that he may have used as well?
That went away all the way.
2 shots now, that's me. It's not too much ice, eh? No. Because then it leaves you 2 shots for your last one. Right. Because he's got it covered. What's it going to do up there, though? Is it going to be dead straight, or is it going to fall back? Is it going to curl? I think it'll run straight. You think it'll run straight, or are you up to the hill?
They're playing the guard out in front. They don't want it too deep. And this is the shot here that they're talking about for the future.
Draw weight's still the same. Same all game.
Don Bartlett just relaying the time information, the ice information to Kevin Martin, playing his first. Daw has struggled, though, with some of those angles.
He's thrown so much weight, he's got no curl on most of those big run.
We're in the rings.
Things have not worked.
Whoa, we're 8 foot.
Whoa.
Whoa, let it curl.
Whoa, let it curl.
Let it curl. Line's pretty good.
Hit it off the yellow one.
Whoa, off.
They're not going to be happy with this unless they get a bit of a roll.
Hard.
And flip over. Now, is there a hole there?
Yeah, you can see it all.
Might be a hole. Maybe.
Are we shot? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and sit here? Yeah. How do you make it, though? Peel? Huh? Peel, the same as that other one? No, it's got to curl through the hole, though, doesn't it? I don't think so.
Make a shot there?
Yeah. It's so tough for the curl. What do you like, with board?
Yeah. It's not big.
Okay, now there's the long guard and the short guard. Now, what they're talking about is whether or not there's a hole in there.
We got a timeout left? Timeout.
So you're coming through this hole here.
It's almost the identical shot I threw in 8.
Onto this one, you'll sit right in this area here.
Well, I don't think I want to throw it with boards.
Well, we sit shot, right? If you sit right there.
Oh, yeah. But if I roll it.
You will be shot.
If I get through the hole, I'm going to roll it.
Yeah.
I think it's tougher with boards.
Well, I agree, yeah, probably. You think it's peel, or?
It's the identical shot I threw in 8.
Yeah, you want the broom just off the middle of the rock?
What's that?
Kevin threw an out-turn through here to Linda in 2, did he not? When he got the side of that shot, remember? Right down this same spot.
Well, Wayne threw what, an 8? He got his skin in
I think board's too tough.
No, I think you're better to up
the Kevin did too.
Normal?
I'm thinking peel.
Peel. I like peel.
Peel, right? It's the exact same shot.
You might even get a little inside.
Yeah, if I get inside.
Do you want the broom just slightly in the center? Or?
Yeah. Same ice shot in 8.
Interesting here, the question is not whether the hole is there, it's the weight, whether he throws board or peel, and why the difference?
It depends how you want to negotiate the hole. He's had a lot of trouble with peel weight, but in this case, they feel that it will run straight down the sheet if they throw the extra weight, and they won't have to worry about it curling if they threw the lesser weight.
It'll be his final stone, Wayne Middaugh. He has got to get in for shot. He's got to get there to hold Martin to 1. Martin still has 1 to play. This is for the win as far as Middaugh is concerned, and the 18,004. He's got to find the hole, get by 1, get by 2. There it is! What a shot by Wayne Middaugh!
Whoa! Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. That looked to me like it was going to stay out there, Linda, to the very last moment.
I think the sweepers thought the same thing. They probably took a little breath in as it went through the hole.
Now he still has a chance. And he has 1 timeout remaining.
I don't think we have to throw this very hard, just boards.
Just take a look as it goes through the port. See how close they are to both sides of the rocks. Just by.
We go right on it, right? Board's right on it.
That's done all he can do now.
Okay.
Still a chance here. Get this one here. On to this one here.
Yep.
This goes this way here. This will jam. This one here jams onto that, so it stays in the rings. And you go over this way here.
Now this final shot, Ray, is being played down the one spot the teams have had the most trouble with big weight. The straightest spot, I think, on the ice.
You're raising your own stone. You can kill the black shot rock.
For the win, $18,400 is on the line. The angled, raise, takeout, Ramcharan, Bartlett, there it is. Did it go? Did it? Yes, it did. There it is. Kevin Martin has defended his skins championship here in Semifinal.
Great curling. Great curling. Oh,
you're not kidding. Great curling by Kevin Martin.
Hey, nice shooting, man. Great call, Don.
Kevin Martin threw that rock beautifully. Wayne Middaugh left him very little. Kevin threw it softly. The sweepers held it.
Great call, man.
Perfect shot.
Oh, you threw that one good. I was watching you release. Oh, you threw that good. Oh, man. Yeah, it was close. Close all the way.
Hey, what a way to wind up the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins Game from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Way too much stress. Way too much stress.
That was some fine curling. James Duffy back in the TSN newsroom. Baseball stuff for you. The Blue Jays haven't traded Roger Clemens yet, and they have lost a potential trading partner. The Houston Astros saying they are now out of the running. But the Blue Jays did make a deal today. They sent Woody Williams, Carlos Almanzar, and a minor leaguer to San Diego for Joey Hamilton.
when we trade Roger, we want to position ourselves to still have a very, very solid rotation. We believe in Joey Hamilton, that we've added another front end of the rotation type pitcher. Certainly Dave Stewart coming on board with our ball club and knowing Joey as well as he knows Joey over the last year really helped us in terms of trying to put this deal together.
Our David Amber is in Nashville. He'll have a full report on Sports Desk in, about 24 minutes' time. We'll also have lots of NFL highlights. The Denver Broncos' perfect season is over. They have lost to the New York Giants. Back to St. John's right after this.
Give your customers the help they need whenever they need it with a self-service website by IBM.
This calendar is unique. It has 365 days, but was made for one. The day we put an end to child abuse in Canada. That's why all profits support the Martin Arnold Cruz Memorial Fund. Because with your help, we can put the pain of child abuse behind us.
How the years, they fly by, fleeting glimpses, moments in our lives. Gotta hold on to them, catch them while you can. These are the moments, these are the moments. CABC holds the moments of our lives.
TSN is pleased to present the 10th McCain TSN Skins Game. Brought to you by McCain.
Well, Wayne Middaugh, with his final stone, knew he had to have this if he had any chance of forcing the final draw, and he did all he could with his final. But then it was left up to Kevin Martin to playing the angle raise for the final skin and the bonus of $18,400. Rudy Don there, and this is the way they ended up. And welcome back to the St. John's Curling Club as Kevin Martin defends his championship. And congratulations to him for that. Let me introduce two people that we have to say, and particularly thank you to Glenn Goss, affectionately known as the Silver Fox, the chairman of the organizing committee, and his wonderful crew of volunteers who have done so much to make us feel at home. We've talked often about the Newfoundland hospitality, and it has been shown in the last couple of days here, particularly at the St. John's Curling Club. And to the standing room only audience of 800 here, thank you very much for making us feel at home and showing the rest of the country what Newfoundland hospitality is all about. To Wayne Middaugh and his team of Scott and Ian and Graham, you've done well, gentlemen. I know you don't feel that well right now, but you played a wonderful game. Thank you. And now to present the winning check to now the defending champions twice over, a check for $50,400. Would you welcome Mr. Rick Pride, the Vice President of Finance for McCain Foods Canada. To Don Bartlett, Rudy Ramcharan, Donnie Walchuk, and Kevin Martin, the champions of the McCain TSN Skins Game. Kevin, would you join me, please? Now, they often say in business you have to spend money to make money. So you gave away the $5,500 to possibly win 18-6.
Well, you can't give Wayne the brick, right?
Yeah.
So do whatever you got to do. 5,500 hurts, but what the heck?
It does. I mean, he was saying thank you very much. You know, he's going out to buy the new pair of shoes. But congratulations. That last shot, was it? You made it look easy. Was it in fact there? And did you see it all the way?
Well, it was just barely there. The guard was out of the way enough, but it was kind of a tricky spot right there. But what the heck? You take the good fortune. We're hoping for a little bit of that today, and it came off.
Well, as well as the 50,000 plus, you come back next year, and of course we're going north of Edmonton in your hometown. We'll be in Whitehorse in the Yukon. Congratulations, Kevin Martin from the Otwell Curling Club, the champions of the 10th anniversary of the McCain TSN Skins Game. We'll return with more from St. John's in just a minute.
Makes a great Christmas gift, although wrapping him up's always a bit tricky. This Christmas, pick up the Nokia 5190 for just $75, and we'll double your airtime for 1 month. Plus, we'll give you a red or blue faceplate absolutely free.
It's 6:28 in our...
Well, it's rain, rain, and more.
I can't believe you're leaving me.
There's a left.
The most sports. The most hockey. They call him Fuko. Endless movies. Over 100 channels of as much TV as you can handle. Bell Express View. Hardware available for as little as $12.49 a month. Weight loss not included.
There's more to crispy flavor in our bite-sized taters.
It's time you tried McCain Tasty Taters. Baked so they're crispy and golden brown on the outside to capture all that tender potato flavor inside.
Crispy bite-sized taters that lock in all the flavor.
Mealtime, snack time, anytime. McCain Tasty Taters now come in 5 crispy bite-sized flavors.
Try your favorite flavor in our bite-sized taters.
McCain Tasty Taters. Crispy flavor in a bite-sized tater.
Congratulations again to Kevin Martin and his team from the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton as they defend their Skins Championship. Our thanks as well to teams Wayne Middaugh, Vic Peters, and Guy Hemmings for a wonderful couple of days. And our thanks again to everyone here at the St. John's Curling Club. Next week, we'll be in Thunder Bay for the JVC TSN Women's Skins Game. So till then, on behalf of Linda Ray and our entire crew, thanks very much. And goodbye from St. John's, Newfoundland.